Yo, 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 we live on location. We got the blackest one. We live here in sunny Orlando, but it don't matter. We visible with Verizon. And today we bring one of the most dominant forces the NBA has ever
superhero.
seen. You hear me?
Superhero.
Action figure status in the building. 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
World champion.
Yes.
Straight out of high school representative.
You know that,
don't you? We got the big fella, Dwight Howard, Atlanta's own. What's up, big dog? Appreciate you pulling up. Back in his own stomping ground. Y'all tap in.
We appreciate you coming on the show, bro, man. You know, we big fans of yours, man. And, you know, he a straight out of high school guy, so you don't got nothing to do with this. Yeah. Appreciate you, bro, for coming on the show, man.
I appreciate you, though.
Presented by Visible.
First question I want to ask you, who was the first person to bust your ass when you got to the league?
Kevin Willis.
Kevin Willis.
Yeah.
Strong ass Kevin
OG.
Willis.
Yeah.
Kevin Willis you see Kevin Willis look like that right now.
He do.
Yeah.
To this day.
Grown man.
Selling big man jeans. The same jeans. He's still selling
What was
them.
he doing that you was just like off from him?
Nah, I was trying to box him out, so I'm throwing elbows.
Yeah.
And he chicken winged me. And I was like, man, let me go.
You felt that
Said,
strength.
no, young fella, you ain't going nowhere. And he just held me. I said, I got to get in the gym.
And that what made you get
Hell
You
yeah.
used to tell me, ever since I seen you, I was like, boy, the white built like a superhero. Like what do he do in the weight room? Q like, he lifts the weight room. Like, I'm talking about, like, forget all the weights in the weight room, he lift them on up. I was like, this man is built like a straight superhero. Like, who put you on the weight room and knew the weight room was, like, important for you?
I would say when I got to the league, just watching, you coming in and everyone who came before me, and y'all always talked about having to put on weight, having to get stronger because of the game.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I gotta get big. I want to come in and feel, that grown man strength. And I did my first year because everybody was hitting me, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I was like, man, I ain't finna get hit no more. I'm finna start hitting people.
Folks used to tell me, like, man, you got them shoulders to be like, man, if you lift them weights, boy, you'll have that
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That
When you came in, you was already.
That never really happened for you though. With your
I
shoulders,
said
did it?
they told me about my shoulders.
But
though.
y'all never did it.
Later on, but
No,
that was
y'all
just
never
the
y'all.
metabolism
You
changed.
I just
and
wanted
then
to jump
had
in
to
there
get
and
the weight
just
on
let
me.
it be
You know what
known
I'm
that
saying?
y'all never y'all.
He
Never
never
y'all. But go ahead, you bigger now, you strong.
That ain't what we was talking about. But when you came in, like from high school, you already had some type of physique. Did your program, your high school program have a weight program and all this stuff?
Not really.
Not really.
Nah.
Because we didn't have one either. And I used to go against guys. I'm like, man, why he that strong?
Like how?
Like,
You know what I'm saying?
and
Yeah.
like, I look at their school and I find out about their school and they got a whole
strength
weight,
and conditioning
strength and
program. Yeah,
conditioning
yeah.
like system and all that. Like I'm from the hood. Like none of that. We couldn't put us around weights. Somebody gonna get
Somebody
hurt.
fighting.
Yeah, somebody gonna get hurt. But like when you came in, that was just a natural physique for you.
It was. Before I went to the draft, I went to Chicago,
I remember this.
and I was working with Michael Jordan's guy,
Tim Grover.
Tim Grover.
Yeah.
And I was like, bruh, this is different. He had me working with a guy named Pastor, the preacher. Man, I was like, man, this is a different type level of strength. And I kind of started with, that was like my basis. So I was like, I knew if I wanted to be strong, I had to be able to handle Tim Grover in the weight room.
Yeah.
And
Because you didn't make it through that workout, right?
I didn't.
I remember that.
You got to high school. What made you chose the high school you chose?
It was the
'Cause
only
like
school
in
that
Atlanta,
really
it's
had
a
basketball
yeah.
that I thought. And I went to the same school from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade.
Yeah.
So,
Cause I know you had to make a decision of like whether you should leave and go somewhere else because there's other basketball schools that's better or have a bigger name.
yeah.
What made you stay and like finish all that all the way out? Cause a lot of kids don't go from first to 12.
I really just liked that school. And I was like, man, this is the last time I'm going to really be a kid. So,
Yeah.
let me enjoy it as much as possible.
Did they have a basketball history before?
Nah, we didn't.
You played for the Celtics, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he
Atlanta
played for the
Celtics.
ATL Celtics, shouty.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what really helped me playing with Josh Smith and Randolph Morris.
Randolph
dog.
Moore.
Yeah.
Randolph.
Hey, listen,
That's
that was
my
my
guy.
teammate, boy. People don't know. Dolph a fool, boy. Hey,
Yeah.
boy. Hey. Randolph was that dude.
Randolph, Dwayne Day, all these guys, Javaris Crittenton.
Javard.
And Randolph was like #1 back then, too.
He was.
Early.
Yeah.
He was the dude.
He was the one.
Yeah.
He was the one.
And that was the one that you looked at, like, because, like, when I came and started playing AAU ball, Q was like, he was in 12th. He was going to the 12th, and I was going to the 10th. But I never played high school ball before. So when I seen Q was like that bar. So Randolph was like that bar for you. Was like, man,
He was #1 player in Georgia.
Yeah.
He was like Q.
he was that bar.
The big, strong one that nobody could beat. It was
Can
like,
dribble, can shoot, do everything.
he was like Tim Duncan for a 7-footer. You know what I'm saying? He's shooting off the glass. And when he dunked, he dunked pretty
He
hard.
really
So it's like,
dunked.
man, that's the one you got to go after right there.
What year in high school did you feel like not only am I one of the best players in Georgia, but I'm one of the best players in the nation?
Yeah, when did you feel you became him?
I would probably say 11 going into the 12th grade.
11 going to 12.
That summer we had played against LeBron and his class. They had like Kendrick Perkins on their team.
On 18, yeah.
And they was crazy.
Yeah.
They was loaded. So I was like, man, if we can compete against them, like,
We not.
yeah, we pretty good. And when I
Explain
went
that
back-
game though, like, cause you know LeBron was all world. He already
Yeah.
on the magazine. He already.
I ain't know.
He already got the Hummer. You know
I didn't
what I'm
know who
saying?
he was
Yeah.
before that. And in Atlanta, I stayed in my little bubble. So I
Yeah.
went to my little church school,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
We didn't really go too far.
Your friends, just your community. Yeah.
So I'm at home, and I'm asking my homeboys, like, hey, y'all ever heard of this dude named LeBron James? He's supposed to be, like, #1.
Yeah.
And they like, you don't know LeBron? I was like, no. He was like, you finna find out.
Yeah.
So we go down to Houston, and they warming up. They come out. First thing he do is that, boom, and warm-ups. I'm like, God.
Way over here.
Yeah, the whole team watching LeBron warm. I said, God. All right, first play of the game. He just dunked everything. I said, okay, that's LeBron James.
How did that game turn out for you?
We lost the game, but it like amped me up to say, okay,
Yeah.
this is where
How
I
did
need to
you
get
do?
to.
Like, cause like I played against a guy. Like he won 3 state titles before this. His name was Frankie Williams. He's out of Peoria.
Nitty.
When I first got to high school, he just came off 3 state titles, and this is his senior year. So all his guys he won the titles with, he just lost. So he's like the last one year because he was starting as a freshman. So we went to Peoria and we played him, and it was like he went through one. I'm talking about he probably had like 36 and 10 assists. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about he hushing at the crowd and all that stuff. But I had a good game. But I played with all seniors. And the confidence I got from that game took me to a whole nother level. So the confidence that you got from that game, did it take you to a whole nother level?
It did. It was playing against Kendrick Perkins, Leon Poe. These are
Yeah.
Leon Poe's a
Yeah.
boy
So,
in high
like,
school, too.
Leon was
Strong as
man,
shit.
strong. I'm like, okay, this is what I gotta get to if I want to be the best player in the nation. And so I was inspired playing against them.
Yeah.
And just the fact that they was like they was high schoolers, but you thinking they in the league. You know, LeBron, Kendrick Perkins.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, all right, this is what I got to do.
When was the first time that you heard you was #1?
I want to say it was after we had the Las Vegas tournament,
The big time?
the big time tournament.
What went through your mind when you see, like, you know, I don't
You
know, back in the
officially
day, you
#1.
see, like, we used to have the scouting services. You put up, you know, you see the little thing, you say, like, what was your thought, like, after seeing LeBron, Kendrick, and doing all that, then you see, like, damn, I'm really here.
Stay humble. That's what I kept seeing because 2 years before that, I broke my leg. And I saw everything go away. All the people who said I was going to be good, the little chicks that liked me.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was just they was cool on me because I broke my leg. And so I promised myself, like, man, stay humble, man. And if you do, anything is possible. But if you don't stay humble and stay hungry, you can lose it all.
So when you turned number one, you broke your leg after you turned number one?
Yeah, I broke my leg.
That's crazy.
Before I turned number one. I
right
broke
before.
my leg, yeah. So I came back stronger and better.
And that's your senior year?
And that was my senior year where I was number one in the nation.
What college could have got you that almost had you like?
UNC.
Who was
UNC.
over there?
Man, that's when they had just won with Marvin Williams, Sean May.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that whole
Felton,
Raymond Felton, all of them, that's
yeah.
when they was there. So I was like, man, I can go play with them and win a championship. But I was like, man, it's been my dream to go to the league out of high school.
Yeah.
I got to take this chance, man. I done worked too hard.
What made you decide, like, I ain't gonna go to college? Was it like seeing like Josh and
Nah, it really was
seeing LeBron and
going to
and
school
Kendrick
was boring.
that was it for you?
Going to school was boring, man. I was like, I don't want to sit in school all. I'm too
The headache
tall.
of keeping the grades up to just play basketball?
Keeping the grades up was cool. It's just sitting at a desk all day. I'm 6'11".
Yeah, them desks
And I'm
wasn't
like,
nice.
nah, I don't want to be.
It was a lot of knee bumping on them
Yeah,
desks.
like nah.
When did you start hearing like where you would go? Like, did that play a big part of the decision, or it didn't matter where you was gonna go? You just was like, I'm cool on school. I just want to go straight.
Yeah,
out.
I just want to go to the league, but I ain't want to turn down no colleges and make it seem like I was just, I'm just going straight to the league. Even though in my mind,
You played the game a little
I
bit.
wanted to go to the league, but I'm like, nah, I can't do that to these people because for them to take their time out, come to my school, talk to my coach, see my mom and dad, like that's special. You know what I'm saying? So just give them the time that they deserve.
Yeah.
And then if I do end up going to college, this is a college where I like.
That's why I committed early. I committed in November before my senior year. So I kind of cut all that college stuff
All the
out.
noise.
So it was like either league or this. I'm going to this college. You know what I'm saying? That was just like the choice at the time.
Man, that seemed. I should have did something like that because it seemed like it was so much.
So
like, man,
much.
do I go here?
Yeah,
So
my
many
whole
different
senior season
colleges,
was a
man.
done deal. I was early signing period.
Was it somebody that you seen that came before you, one of the players that went out of high school before you, was like, man, he went like that kind of inspired? Because like when I came out, like seeing KG, then you see Kobe, then you see T-Mac, you see these guys, and what scared me was Rashard Lewis. Because Rashard Lewis was in the draft, and then he slipped all the way to deep in the second round, and it was like, whoa, D-Miles. You don't want to be sitting up in there and your family and all them, they looking at you, and you don't want that Rashard Lewis moment. Like who gave you which one of them ones you seen that gave you the confidence to be like, man?
Everybody that came before me.
Yeah, so he had plenty. Eddie, Tyson, Kwame.
I was looking at them, and then y'all was like very inspirational to me because I'm like, man, y'all made it. And all I gotta do is get in the door.
Get in the
and
door.
I can work my ass off and make a way, but I just gotta get in. And I was like, man, that's so inspirational. Coming from high school, it's like
Georgia.
It's Kwame Brown. That was like the one for me. Like, man, he a big man. He dribbled the ball.
Yeah.
He going number one. I got a shot, and he from the country too.
Straight up.
So that's
Shout
what I'm
out to
thinking.
Kwame
Like,
Brown, like a lot of guys don't know like the work he put in to be that number one
Oh,
pick.
man, it's a
to
lot
get
of
the
work.
opportunity. First number one pick, if guys don't know.
Yes.
Kwame Brown, the
what-
first
at-
ever
at-
number one pick.
At what point after you declaring did it start like you start seeing whatever mock drafts, or you start feeling like, man, I might go I might be the top pick? Like, at what point did that become like a reality for you?
I really try not to think about it, to be honest. Like, at my school, it was so small, and I would ask my teammates, like, yo, let's not talk about the league. Let's not talk about none of this stuff. Let's just be high schoolers, because once I get to the league, man, it's going to be off to me playing basketball 24/7. That's it, nothing else but basketball.
Do you remember a game we had Lou Williams on, right? He was telling us like he had been hearing about you. He's still here with us. He was like, you was about to play somewhere close. He was like, him and his team say, all right, we gonna go to the game. He like, who the hell is this Dwight Howard? He was like, what he said, something like the first, he had like the 10 straight dunks or something. He was just sitting there looking like, yo,
That's who it is?
Like, you remember that game? Him and his teammates coming to the game?
Yes, we was in, it was this tournament up north.
In the mountains.
Somewhere out there.
Yeah.
My school was in the South. Like, we never go. I never even heard of where we was at. Like, Parkview or something like that.
That's what he was saying.
And I came in the game, and I'm like, man, I got to let everybody know, like, our school is legit. Like, I'm
the man around here.
I really I was like, man, we got the smallest school, and we want to put everybody on. Like, we want everybody to know who our team was. And this is when I really first started dunking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just brand new to me. I was like, man, if I start dunking, I'm not going to be able to stop.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't stop dunking. I wanted to get to the rim and just dunk on everybody. So that was it.
He was at the game. Did you see his team in there that walk in?
Yeah.
Oh,
they was the ones, man. Like, everybody.
You heard about them.
Yeah, they was the team. They was
what was
the
the talk about Lou Will? Because, like, I was living in Atlanta. I stayed in Atlanta like 7-8 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to hear about Lou Will, and I used to always be, like, in the league. I was like, man, when I see the guys, if you ain't 6'1" or 6'2", we need to cut the conversation off.
Not him.
like,
Not him.
Is he a guard? Oh, yeah, he a point guard? If he ain't 6'1" or 6'2", we can't talk about him, anything about league. You know what I'm saying? And I used to hear about Lou Will and the myth of Lou Will and getting them buckets. Like, what was some of the stories you used to hear about Lou Will?
Well, he's just like Jordan. Just like the young Jordan, like, he had bounce.
Yeah.
So if he get past you, he going to dunk on you. And he could shoot from anywhere on the court, and he's scoring with the best of them. So, man, he was like Jordan, man.
I want to go back, like, your McDonald's experience. You know, you got Sebastian there, you got Josh Smith, Rondo. Like, y'all got a nice class.
Yes.
In McDonald's. Like, how was your McDonald's experience for you?
It was amazing, man. Even though it was in Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City. Yeah.
Damn.
Mine was in Boston.
Mine was in Norfolk, Virginia.
I was in Oklahoma City, dog.
Yeah.
And so the great part about it was I used to date Candace Parker.
Oh, okay.
And she was there.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, man, I get a chance to, talk to Candace and
So you was there when she won the dunk contest?
Yeah. I was there when she won the dunk contest.
I remember that.
How that work? You used to talk to Candace and she won a dunk contest when was you in it?
No, my mama told me not to do it.
Yeah, don't
You
embarrass
ain't
yourself,
get in
son.
it.
Don't
You
embarrass
ain't get in
yourself,
it
son.
and your girlfriend did win it?
And she won it.
I remember that.
won.
You know, that's Chi-Town
Yeah.
representing, not
Yes.
St. Louis. That's Chi-Town representing, right? I
Yes.
definitely remember that.
Yeah, I
She
remember that.
did the no-look Jones, all
Yes.
that. I remember that. She was out there clowning,
She was.
Yeah.
repping
She
for the
was.
women. You hear me?
She was, man.
Candace, you know what I'm saying? Way to represent.
How was that,
Chi-Town.
like, the talent that was on there and to see them guys, their careers in the league? Because, like, it's a lot of guys from that McDonald's games that you've seen for a long time that played
Yes.
against.
And
Yeah.
Sebastian
Yeah.
set the tone for
He's
other
Sebastian,
little
yes.
guards to come out. Lou Williams spoke on
Yeah.
that. Like, he inspired, like, he was the first, like, little guard
was a
under
star.
6'5", 6'4", 6 whatever.
Yeah.
To really, like, because that was even your thing. You used to be like, man, I ain't seen no guards go straight out like that. Like,
Man, Bassie was the truth, man. Like, we had a game against them. We flew up to, I think it was Philly. And we played against his team, and Bassie he was everywhere, dog. Man, crossover, the little Tim Hardaway crossover. He can get to the basket, he could pass. Bassie was
nice.
was nice. He
How
was nice.
about J.R. Smith?
Cole?
co-MVP.
Cole,
Y'all
yeah.
both MVP, co-MVP. Like,
Shoot
I
from
came
everywhere.
and
Yeah.
dunk everything.
And he was a
Yes.
big
on either
guard.
leg and
Oh,
2
my
feet.
God.
That was a cheat
And he
code
had
I
hops.
always said about
Bounce.
Swish.
'Cause he
Right,
could do the
left
same
leg,
thing on
or
the
2
right
feet.
leg, the left leg, he doing the same dunks.
Yeah.
And it looked crazy, but he doing it with ease.
Yeah.
Easy.
And he was like, he could do everything on the court.
Yeah.
He could do everything.
To win Naismith,
With that class.
to win Naismith with that class, because, like, man, you get some hitters on that class. To win Naismith in that class, how was that? Not only to win Naismith, but you won a state championship
He never won
2.
a state championship. Tell him about that.
We was talking about Dwight, sir.
Go ahead, tell him about that.
But to win a state championship, and win Naismith, like how was that for you? Definitely coming from a school, the
small
school you came from, and not having the history, and to bring all that to that. Like, how was that for you?
Well, we had a principal. She used to always, every day, just say, "You're great. Walk in greatness. Be great every day." And everything I did, that was my standard. Like, I just stuck with that every day. Be great. And so every award, every accolade, it came from trying to be the best I could be every single day in the weight room, on the court, training, whatever it was. And winning the Naismith Award and being the co-MVP along with these some awesome players. And just to be in that same category, I just kept telling myself I have to be great.
Being from a community like that and a school not used to winning a state title, like, you know how the community was supporting you, driving all over Georgia for y'all to win that state title. Like, how was that to see your community never had that type of excitement in the basketball area, to how the support was, how y'all traveled together, your friends and that whole camaraderie? Because that's like a journey. Like, that's something that you'll remember forever. Like,
You're
man,
right.
I remember we was riding on the bus and we was driving down to Bacon or you know what I'm saying, or
Yes.
Augusta
Bacon.
or somewhere.
Yeah,
Bacon. I said Bacon, right? My
Bacon.
bad.
I like bacon.
Bacon. Bacon. My too many boys in Bacon. I apologize, y'all. But
Just to have, like, our school get some recognition all season long from the water boy on our team was signing autographs and taking pictures. And
Getting
it
that
was
action.
just really
that
good.
boy. You affiliated.
It was really good just to see all of us come together, to see our church, our school, everyone who it was in our area was attending all the games. We had so much love and support from everyone in Georgia. It was kind of really like the fire that kept us going. Like, when we were traveling around, playing different teams around the nation, we're thinking about the people at home that's supporting us and how big that is for them to see us win. And so, you know, it just made me want to go even harder, knowing that it's a whole bunch of people that's following me, that's inspired by me to play this game of basketball, and I just wanted to just do it at the highest level. So,
who are some of the guys that you can give credit to that kind of was teaching you the discipline of the game? Because, like, you know, we all play organized basketball, and everybody can play organized basketball because there's no refs, there's no rules. But when you get into that, unorganized basketball, but when you get into organized basketball with refs and rules, like, I remember one of the biggest things was like, man, I had to remember that it's three seconds in the paint. And I had to always mentally remember that, like, 1, 2,
get
2
out.
and a half, I'm out.
Yeah.
But when I first started playing organized basketball, that's
You just always in the paint, like, nah, I can stay right
3
here.
seconds. You know what I'm saying? They was always calling for that. Like, who was some of the guys that kind of put that, instilled that
Playing with the
in you?
Celtics, you know, for AAU, they did an awesome job of really just teaching us the game from the bottom all the way up. You know, playing with Josh and playing with Randolph, those guys really just pushed me.
Watching the guy in front of you.
You know, to the limit. You know, I'm learning from them because before that, you know, my school was super small, so we didn't see a lot of these people. You know, and me seeing Josh again, because we started out in kindergarten together, going to the same babysitter, and then he moved to the north side of Georgia, so I never really saw him until we started playing AAU, and so that's how I kind of learned how to really, you know, play the game. So I was very thankful for Josh and Randolph for really just helping me, you know, understand the game.
Who was the guys in the league that you was looking that was above you, that you was looking up that was already in the league that was like, man, I want that? What he got?
DeMar Johnson.
DeMar Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah.
DeMar Johnson.
He played for that Hawks then.
Yeah,
He played for
the
themselves. He used to
Hawks.
go back from D.C. to
That's our
themselves,
class.
you know,
That's
all
our
that stuff,
class.
Yeah.
He came and worked out at my school one day, and I was like, this is my test right here. Like, I got to go at him as though I'm in the league. And so by playing against him, I was like, okay, this is my bar. This is how I get there.
What grade were you in then?
11th grade going to 12th grade.
So it was just two about 6'9", 6'10", skinny bones dudes just going at it.
He wasn't skinny
Yeah.
bones, though.
Yes,
I
he
was.
was.
I
Back
was.
then he
I
was.
was.
He didn't get big until he got to the league.
Yeah, I was skinny.
When he showed up at Tim Grover's, he was little and not even able to finish the workout.
I couldn't bench
That's what
press
was so impressive
over
about
one.
how strong and big he got, because when he showed up to Tim Grover, I remember
didn't
Tim
see
them
that
was
part
like,
yet.
you weren't there. That I don't know where you might
You
have
was
been
playing.
gone.
Y'all was out there playing.
Yeah, we was playing, but
Yeah.
I'm talking about he wasn't there when you came, and I remember like asking him like, what? Like, he was like he wasn't able to, you know, like, because I remember Tim saying like he gonna
Don't worry
be
about
cool.
it. I used to be in that weight room, too.
Can't
like,
lift
man,
the ball. Can't lift the
I'm
ball.
not lifting this shit. Hey, when we getting on the court so I can bust one of these boys' ass, man? Like, they can't fuck with me. Like, the
telling
weight
you,
room
man.
part of it, I used to hate because I was so much thick and bones, and, like, I didn't understand the process of the weight room. I didn't understand how important
The weight room
the weight
was,
room
yeah.
was. And to be in the NBA, like I explained to these kids now, like, weight room is important. Like, them little 30 games you play in college or high school or little AAU stuff, that's nothing compared to
To
playing
what's
these
happening,
82
yeah.
games. And if you get the opportunity to go to a championship, maybe playing 105 games.
And that's a lot of games.
How
You know what I'm saying?
how was it for you when you first hit training camp? You had Coach Brian Hill. I worked with Coach Brian Hill. For everybody out there, working with Coach Brian Hill can be kind of scary. He don't play.
He don't
He
play.
not with no shit. You could tell he all old school and he down to it, but like he know his shit too. He's accomplished what he's accomplished, and he's turned who he's turned into players. So you gotta respect that. But like legit, when I joined the Magic broadcast, I was kind of like, oh okay, like, you
can
know what
calm
I'm
down,
saying?
yeah,
Like
cool,
Coach
yeah.
Hill over here, and me and him kind of share split time. So it's like, how was that for you going into training camp? You go from a high schooler to like this OG, like he had Shaq, he had all the Penny and all them, and
Yeah.
then he come in, he hardcore, he a real G. Like, how was that for you?
I didn't know how to act. I was like, bro, this a lot, man. But I'm so young. Like, I'm like, man, I just want to go out here and hoop. But these two-a-days is tough. Like,
Coach Hill, boy,
Just-
he in shape. Coach Hill be on a treadmill and bike. He in shape.
yeah, he in
So what you
shape,
think
too.
his team gonna be?
And so we playing with Bo Outlaw.
One man
like-
press.
Oh, man, nicest guy in the world. Nice guy in the world.
Boy,
Well,
one
Outlaw,
man
nice
press.
guy in the world,
We
man.
played against listen. Our introduction to Bo Outlaw was Long Beach Summer League. We ain't played Summer League our rookie year coming in. We played after our rookie year at Long Beach in LA. This was a free, like, Bo was like the leader or captain of a free agent team. Man, a one-man press. He out there averaging 30, and he almost
Yes.
like a 30-point triple-double, one-man press. Going crazy.
And he's shooting the tray ball.
Everything,
He
that
doing
ugly
everything.
ass shot, everything.
Hey, what you doing, man? What you doing up? Bo Outlaw.
Strong
Yo.
as shit.
Nice guy
Yeah.
in the world, man.
That's
The
my
nice-
dog to this day.
But he was, I would say, man, when we was growing up watching y'all two doing this all the time, like that was like, we had, I had two guys in my school and they adored y'all. And everybody wore the headbands
Yeah, man.
because of y'all, you know what I'm saying, and doing this. I couldn't really, they wouldn't let me shoot threes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But when I did, I was always throwing it up.
You got to throw it up.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just want to thank y'all.
This is 100 and absolutely the most dominant big player I've ever played with, who desired to do little guy shit. That he didn't do well. Like, he wanted to shoot threes so bad. Stan would be like, no.
I could shoot.
Stan would be up. He'd be in the
They
practice
want me
trying
to
to shoot
shoot.
corner threes and all this shit. Stan would be, no.
He would, yeah.
No. Like, and he's sitting here like, Like, after he did all his work, he thought he an asshole. He'd do all this shit he's supposed to do, then he want to do some extra shit and shoot threes. Everybody walking past like, look at this jackass, like, why? And he like, got the ball man, got the coach working. But he did all this shit, so you can't say nothing. Yeah. But he used to want to shoot threes. Like, when I saw that man make threes, I was just like,
because you see what's going on now.
Definitely. You called it out. I seen a clip of you was like, man, I'm finna start spreading out shooting threes. And you called it out. That's
and what happened? Now if you don't shoot threes, where they putting you at?
Yeah.
They ain't even letting you dress.
Put you on the bench. Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder, now I can really, shoot a little bit. I don't know if Q ain't let me shoot back then. But now I got a spray ball. I can go ahead. Hey, I'm telling you.
How was your pre-draft process? I'm pretty sure it was probably something like his. You ain't do a whole lot of work now. You Saturday dinners and got wined and dined. They wanted to talk to you. I actually worked out.
Man. He disrespect us high school
it's
guys.
Not disrespect. It's telling the truth.
We just a man right here.
Okay, wait a minute. Time out. I don't want to hear about that. Did you actually work out, or did you have dinners and talk to people? When you worked out, did you work out against anybody? Or did you just do a couple layups and dunks and
who asked you bust doing the workout?
Nobody. He didn't work out against nobody. He showed measurements and did shit like that.
So you saying I ain't work out against nobody?
Chill out. What I'm saying to you is you did very few. It was very few.
But is you saying that I didn't work out against nobody? I'm saying I did
like in the teens, the high teens.
I worked out against the top 10.
Low single digits.
I worked out against the top 10.
Same as him. He didn't work out. He was the number one. He was just being taken around, eating steak dinners and doing measurements and things like he might flex or something like that.
That's what you were doing?
Yes.
Bit, yeah.
Yes.
That's when I
worked out for the Magic though.
What
did they have you doing full court 1-on-1?
Hell no. He didn't work out against
anybody. When I worked out for the Magic, they had me doing full court 1-on-1. And I was like, man, I'm Mike Miller and stuff.
But nah,
he didn't work
like
out
that.
against anybody is what I'm saying.
I had to do like touch the top of the backboard drills and stuff like that.
That was to impress them. Not even for him. Like, no one in the history of a pre-draft workout has ever been asked to touch the top of the backboard. Because literally, people can't do that. That was for them to be impressed.
Yeah, but he's special. He's straight out of high school. He's special, like us. Me and him, not you, me and him. We special. But
He looking like, bro.
Alright.
But how was your pre-draft
high school
workout?
Stuff up all the time. It's nothing new.
Man, I didn't really do too much. I did a couple drills. They wanted to see me do like the pick up on one side, dunk it, other side dunk, touch the top.
Was it with a heavy ball at least?
No, it was regular basketball.
This was not a workout. Daily at 10 was block to block. It was heavy ball.
Let me ask this. When did you know, like, I can go high? Mm-hmm. What game? Like, was it a McDonald's game? Was it the Jordan game? Was it?
No,
was it just your
senior year?
Just your whole senior year of what you produced? What was your stats? Like
it's colder than yours.
No, what was your stats at the end of your senior year?
His McDonald's game.
What?
His was colder than yours. He said his whole senior year. You knew after the end it's McDonald's game.
Why you all in my business?
Because I can be.
I put in work. I almost averaged a quadruple double.
But you still didn't know until after the McDonald's game.
Hey, whatever. But what was your stats at the end of your senior year?
I didn't have a lot of stats.
No, I didn't either. Like when you want to talk about like points and all that stuff, like my stats was just across the board.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't averaging 30 or nothing. I think I was actually my senior year, I was averaging like 23, 24, but I was averaging like 13 and 8 blocks and 7 assists and about 4 steals, you know what I'm saying? You know how we do.
It sounds pedestrian though, just when you just listen
we all
to
over
it, don't
board,
really sound like that impressive.
Fill up the stat sheet, But yeah, what was you?
It was like 25 and like 18, 20, 19 rebounds.
What?
That sounds a little more impressive.
You said how many?
18, 19 rebounds.
That's crazy, bro.
You ain't rebounding like that though, so you don't really know what that means. Like I let.
That's because I played. That's because I played every position.
You was more sort.
Yeah, I played every position.
Running around.
I played every position. Just in case you didn't know.
Never mind that. Them numbers you just threw out was underwhelming though. Them little high school numbers, like we ain't gonna talk about mine because you know what that was. It yielded things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We gonna leave that at that.
You went to college 2 years.
Yeah.
Not like us.
I led whole college and rebounded at 6'5".
We talking about Dwight. Stop. interrupting us.
Hey, listen, this is what I want to ask, because yo, that was weak what you was talking about. Listen, this is what I want to know. When you got to the joint, and you like, I don't know when you found out, you had to know at some point before your agent said something, somebody said something, but when David Stern called that name, tell me what that'd be like. That's everybody's dream, to walk across that, and then you got number one. Like, that's the ultimate. Like, your dream is to just get your name called. You the numero uno don dada. No matter what happened, forever in history, it's gonna be right there. The number one top dog.
Out of high school.
Like MJ wasn't number one. How that feel?
Out of high school.
Man, it was just really like, I couldn't believe it, but I could believe that I put in the work every day. So this is what putting in the work got me. I chose to get up every morning at 4 o'clock and sprint my hill at my house as many times as I could till I couldn't run no more. I chose to go to the track and work out every day before school. You know, I chose to train with Deion Glover. He was my trainer. He trained with me every morning.
Celtics legend.
By me doing that, it just was like, this is the hard work paying off, but it was only like the beginning.
Yeah.
So I was just thankful, you know, that everything that I manifested by praying, by writing it down, by looking at it every day saying I'm going to be the number one pick, and actually doing all that stuff, it was like, man, this is it, man. This for my family, for all my friends, all my teammates, for everybody that has ever crossed my path. Like, this is for everyone.
This
like, man,
built up to. Yeah.
I made it here.
How was it to see your mom and dad, like the expression on their face, them coming to the draft, them having to put the suits on, have to go and get the dress, get all jazzied up? Because, you know, like, when we young, it's not too many events that we getting jazzy up as a family.
Yeah.
But this draft is like a big event at an early age. Like, how was it to see the happiness on your family face from your mom and your dad, and what they created and built in you to be at this point?
Just to know, like, with my mom, because she lost 7 kids.
Yeah.
And she would just always say I was her miracle child. So just seeing the smile and that it put on her face, and the pure joy of, like, all that she had went through, it was like this moment was for her.
Yeah.
And, you know, my dad just being there, being so excited. He hit the table so hard from excitement. And, you know, it's like, man, he didn't know any other way to express himself but just hitting the table as hard as he could. And it's like, man, just to see them happy, it was like, man, this is everything that life is for, just to watch my parents be happy like that.
Every time I watch the draft, and I'll be at the draft this year on the 23rd, like, I always think about, like, did you think about this when you going through it? Like, this is like the moment where everybody in the history of you knowing them about to see you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like people you forgot, people
they
you
know
don't
me
know
now.
remember
You
you,
didn't know
and,
before.
like, feel like they, like, people that, like, you know what I'm saying, know your mama, know your cut, people that know anybody know you, like, that's, like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is that, like, do you, like, because I can remember, like, that was one of the things I thought when I was going across the stage, 18 pick, I'm like, yo, don't trip. Number one, don't fall. Like, don't trip, because fall. Like, literally, your whole world is seeing this right now. Like, anybody that you ever knew, like, what does that feel like when you thinking about that? Because, like, for me, I was like, oh shit, I gotta. All right, you gotta be cool. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a player. But, like, that was really one of the thoughts I had. Like, when I was on the little ramp going up to go shake his hand, I was like, bro, like, this is it. Like, the world is seeing you right now.
Hot,
like,
they didn't
like,
want me.
Like, it's pause. Like, it's like a like a froze moment in time. Like, how did that feel?
I'm thinking, like, as I'm walking up, how do I shake his hand?
Yeah.
Do I do like a homeboy handshake?
And don't do like him. He did a homeboy handshake and grabbed David Stern by the hand. He palmed David Stern's hand. Man, I cannot make that up. I'll never forget
That's
that.
amazing,
And
bro. That's amazing, dog.
But it was the most ignorant shit.
You gotta give me a hood hug. You know what I'm saying?
Like, this it, man. Like,
hood.
I'm thinking the same thing. Like,
that
bro,
boy Wayne's.
I've been wanting to meet you for so long.
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
so I understand you,
Yeah.
man. Like I really was thinking like, what should I do in that moment? And like, don't fall.
No fall
Like,
walking
all
up
these
steps.
lights.
Walking up steps.
Yeah.
Don't stumble.
But just being grateful, like, man, I'm so blessed to be able to shake this man's hand. Like,
Straight up, like
that's just an
that's a
amazing
moment.
feeling. Yeah, like I'm really in the league.
and
like,
you didn't watch. I mean,
oh,
because it's
man.
like we watched so many, of our heroes before us do
Yeah.
that. That's what make that moment what it
Yeah.
is. I mean, now for the young fellas, it's for Adam Silver, but for us, like, bro, I watched David Stern call Michael Jordan name in '84. We done seen it.
Yeah, you wanna
like,
talk
bro,
to
like
that man.
get up there and get a chance to be like, yeah. And now it's my time. Like, boy, the world about to see me with this 5 right here, boy. You gotta be cool as a fan, boy.
Dave Stern told me, be cool. Be cool.
Yeah, he whispered, he said, all right, turn around here, we gotta take the picture. He
Be
takes,
cool,
all right, right here, gotta take the picture. He all player and shit. I'm like, look, I don't even know which way to go. I'm like, this is a question I want to know though. We ain't never asked nobody this. Was it when you got called? Cause for me and him, it was crazy because like Chrissa, my
Yes.
man Kev,
Yes.
Rory Sparrow, those is the people that like when you get called, they right there to pick
Leah
you up and say,
Wilcox.
Leah,
Yes.
but she not one of them people. But Leah's like, but like,
She part of that group.
nah, she part of that definitely. But like them people there was like always, especially like Chrissa, cause she was the
Chrissa
one
be
that
the
like,
one right
she was
there.
the one that when they called my name, she was right there. You
Chrissa
try to
the
hug all your
one.
people. She
Yes.
like, all right now,
Hey,
yeah, but
pumpkin,
come on
come
now,
on,
we gotta
pumpkin.
come on. Don't
Come on,
do too much.
pumpkin.
Like hug mama, hug
Come
this
on,
now. Come on,
pumpkin.
we can't do everybody.
Come on,
Like,
now.
you know what I'm saying? Like. Like how, like in hindsight, you know what I'm saying? You 18, however many years we done. Like, how important are those people to our careers and what we do?
Man.
And like I say that because we meet them so early, you don't realize that. The ones that are lucky is the ones that we raised right. We just treat them with respect in the right way because we was raised that way. We don't even know the equity we putting in and the people we putting that equity into until like. For us, the end, we get to see the fruits of it because they help you. But like for you, what is that? What do those people mean to you at this point?
Without them, certain situations and learning through being in the NBA without having them, we're hurt, because they have done so much. They have
For so many.
for all of us, really.
For real.
They're like our mom and dads away from home. The way that they care for us, it's a very special bond that you develop with each and every single one of those people. And you go through life, and then when you see them, you don't even really have to say too much. You can just look at each other and smile like, man, I appreciate you.
Straight up.
Just being you. Because, when you playing in the league for so long, you run across so many people. And then, those people that really stick out are the same people that was there in the beginning.
For real.
Kevin, Chrissa, Rory, Leah, they were
Millie's
there in the
mom.
beginning, and then you see like they'll always be there for everybody. So
Always
that's
do.
good. Yeah.
All the way through.
What was it like when you first got to Orlando? You the number 1 pick. I already know, you know what I'm saying? Like you a big man. You got the whole the ghost of big fella Shaq in
Yeah.
there. Like what was it like for you when you like, all right, you got drafted and we all know you get drafted, that's dope. Then the next day you fly into the city and you do
Yeah.
all of that. What was that like for you?
Have you ever spent time in Florida
Before that?
Never.
In Orlando.
So this was your first time
my
from
first
Disney
time.
World and everything.
Never did none of this stuff.
Oh, he trust me, he dove face first in the Disney World.
I did.
I
I did.
Gotta ask you
Yes.
that.
Yes. It was just
What
crazy.
was it like when you first did they? I know that. Well, of course they flew you private, but like, was that your first time on a private plane and everything?
Actually, they flew me into the regular airport. When I came in, it was like people there, and they was, talking to me.
we
and-
got flew private. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
dang.
Like, let them know, G, how the
You
real-
know it.
what I'm saying?
You
How
know
the
it.
real G's
You
do.
know
We
it.
flew into LA, you know what I'm saying? LAX, like Biggie say on the on the song with Diddy say,
For
we
real?
going to LAX.
Yeah, we probably
You know
my
what
first
I mean?
time on private.
We flew straight in. We was making fake phone calls. Ain't had nobody to call. We was using the phone on the plane. We got in. We stayed at the hotel, the L'Armitage, where Ja Rule did the Living It Up video. Oh, you couldn't tell us a damn thing. You hear me? You couldn't tell
That's
us
tough.
nothing.
That's tough.
But you flew regular, so go ahead, continue.
It was really my first time, like, coming down to Orlando. So getting out the plane, they had the car, the limo service for us and everything. So I'm like, man, this is it, man. I'm in the NBA.
Limo. Okay.
So everywhere I was going, you know, people was like, welcome to Orlando. First thing I wanted to do was go to the movies because I'm only 18, so that was like my thing. And then I ended up finding about Universal Studios City Walk. And that was it. They used to call me City Walk. I couldn't leave City Walk. I was always going either to get on the rides or going to the movies, get some food. So I was like, man,
that's hilarious. We frequented City Walk out in L.A., University Culver City. We used to be up in that junk, for real.
So, that was just like all I could do. I didn't know nothing about, going out to the nightclubs or nothing like that. So that was my nightclub, just coming out to City Walk.
Your rookie year, you played all 82 games. I know I played all 82 games, and I was a little exhausted at the end of it. How was it for you to go through your rookie year to be, all rookie team and have the success that you actually had on this level?
And you was the first player to go straight out of high school to play all 82 games in his first season.
Yeah, I think I missed one because he benched me for some reason. I went in there crying, told him, like, hey, hold up, though. I ain't never been benched, but that's another story. But, yeah, like, how was it for you? Like, I know, like, after that, like, they tell you about the rookie wall. They tell you, like, hey, if you ain't taking care of your body or if you ain't eating right, you can run into that rookie wall. Like, how was it for you to go through all 82 and just see where you was at the end?
I was tired, but I had a strength coach in Orlando. His name was Mickey. Crazy guy.
He was before Rogo.
Yeah, he was before Rogo. And he would not stay off me. He made sure I lifted. He made sure I ate right. And I appreciate him because he really, like, set the tone for me in the rest of my career.
That's how you added 20 pounds of muscle rocking with him?
Yes, he made sure I stayed in the gym. And it was one day where I was tired and I didn't really feel like lifting. And I was messing around with my teammates, and he came and he popped me in the chest. And he was like, Dwight, what the fuck are you doing? You know you're supposed to be in the gym. And I was like, you know what, I really respect him because I asked him, yo, if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do, whoop my ass and make sure I do it. And he really did it. He made sure I got in the gym. So it was like, man, I really appreciate him, and I'm going to make sure that I do everything in the gym the right way because he cared enough to where he could have just said, oh, this guy's just,
let him go.
I'm going to let him go.
Yeah.
But he really came and hit me and was like,
we
yo,
had
man,
guy when I came in,
I
was like, man, I ain't going to that gym. I was like,
Would you say that's when you kind of, like, when did the switch flip? Because I know by the time I got there, it was religious.
No.
I love working out because
when did you turn to a superhero? When you started getting
I'm talking about. No, I'm just saying,
you
like,
ain't never
as far
seen
as like,
nobody else.
As far as like, when did it click in his mind that it was like, okay, not only I get it now, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I get what I'm doing, cause like trust me, by the time I got there, it wasn't no questions asked. But like at that point, he was in his jug. He could laugh and joke and be Dwight and be silly, but like, bitch, I'm still lifting this whole weight room. I ain't missing no sets, and I'm still playing between, but like, this work is relentless, and I'm used to it.
When did
when did that like switch and click in? Like, that was he was the action figure. it was the action figure.
Man, playing against Eddie Curry 1 year.
Anthony, ECA City. Listen,
like,
I've said this. It was when he was in New York.
Yeah.
I've said this on the record. That year that Zeke came in and told everybody on the team and everybody in front of Eddie, like, he the shit. That man had, like, I don't know, we could look it up, Google it, whatever, but I don't know how many 20-point games straight he had. He was making big fellas disappear, bro. That was the most confident Eddie ever played in his career. He said it himself, like.
And I think Jerome James was on the team then, wasn't he?
Yeah, Jerome was, he was violent.
Yeah, but I think
strong.
Like when it was both of them, that's when I was like, man, I gotta
get strong. You caught that
one
back
really,
to back
like,
one day. You caught that.
Yeah, so I was like,
him, and then if he come in to withhold him again.
Yeah, and
especially if you caught Jerome on the day where he was on some real
he wanted
shit.
to play.
He was on some real shit.
Mad. He was already mad at Darko. He ain't like Darko, and Darko was on my team. So
that's
he was
right.
I'm trying to kill Darko Milicic.
Yeah.
And so he was out there going, hey, I'm sorry, young fella, but I got to kill him.
Hey.
So I was like, shh.
That's hilarious to hear. Big fella would definitely turn up when
I
he
want to
wanted
ask you
to.
this, like, cause like since you got in the league, you've been putting in a lot of work. You was doing a lot, and I don't feel like it was really getting appreciated until you beat LeBron in the playoffs when everybody wanted LeBron
To play.
and Kobe
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
Like how
Yeah.
was like
up, did you?
like how was that? Cause like I know that was like I know y'all didn't win a championship and all that, but like that season, that outcome, and it was like, you know, Orlando knew Dwight, Florida knew Dwight, but the world in a different place looked at you kind of different, and you had to beat LeBron to get to that point. Like, how was that for you?
Our team was pissed off because we felt disrespected. Like, how y'all just gonna act like the Magic don't exist? Like, we beating everybody. We even beat the Cavaliers in the regular season. Y'all can't just write us off like this. And
They make commercials and all.
yeah,
that
they
shit.
had the puppet commercials.
Yeah.
And in
There was a dope
Orlando,
commercial too.
our fans was mad about it. They made me a puppet. So I had me I still got the puppet at the crib now. But I had me a puppet. I'm bringing it to the gym. Like, hold on now. Hey, the Magic's still here. So just that series of going against them, it was like, nah, we want everybody to know who the Magic is. Because when I first got to Orlando, they was calling us the Orlando Tragic. People weren't taking our team serious. They was laughing at us and stuff like that.
I had no one pick, bro.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
You know.
But I ain't like that. And me and Jameer was
you
like.
had the right idea. You and Jameer had the right
Yeah.
mentality. But
Wow, y'all changed it all the way.
Yeah, me and Jameer, we ain't really like that. And it was really like our mission to win the title and let people know who the Magic was. And I felt like we did that.
How was it for you when you get to, you know, your first 2 years you play in the rookie challenge and you get to go to All-Star Weekend for those things. Third year you made the big game. Like, how was it for that? Like, you walking in there, you in that, you know what I'm saying, you see Yo Locker, you see the LeBrons, all of these people that you grew up, you know what I'm saying, you here, you one of them now. Like, what did that feel like when you got announced, you know, it come on TNT and you watch
Yeah.
it?
And not
Like,
only
tell
that.
me where you at. You sitting in the crib,
Not
you
only
like,
that.
woo, like you feeling it, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Not only that, but you see how the fans are voting for you. Like, people don't fail
well,
to
this
forget.
time he was a reserve. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
no.
get to
No,
when
I know
he
that, I know
led
that.
the whole joint when I was there.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I'm looking at
Whole
him like,
John.
like, hold on.
Oh,
Like,
John. You
like-
gotta talk about that now.
I just want to know, like, what that first one
What that
felt
first-
like, though.
okay.
Like, when you first get there, you like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because, like you say, this is one of those moments. This is one of those surreal joints where, all right, now I'm walking in. You got all the, you know, I done seen the gear bags for y'all.
Yeah,
Seen, like, you
yeah.
seeing all this and you seeing the other joint. Like, what did that feel like walking into that room and seeing your company that you, like, I'm one of them now?
Like a kid in a candy store, I'm like, man, this Kobe over here. You know,
Right.
this, you know, AI. Jason Kidd, Kevin Garnett. I'm like, all these guys that I watched growing up, I'm actually in the same locker room with them. So, you know, I'm trying not to freak out because during the
too
season,
fanny.
during the season, like I'm trying to dunk on them and do all this stuff. So it's like, man, what do I do? But it's like, these are the people that I grew up watching. Like, this is an amazing feeling to just sit here in these guys' presence and to see how they are, you know, away from the court, you know, how they get ready for games, you know, how they interact with, like, the trainers and all the other people in the locker room. You know, I was really just taking it all in, like, man, this is what it's like to be an all-star, like, to have David Stern come in there and talk to you. You get all this gear. You're trying to figure out what kind of socks you want to put on, how you gonna look in the mirror.
and your shoe people sent you those.
They sent you
special
some
joints.
nice shoes. You're
They
like,
sent you
oh
those special
man, what is
joints.
these?
Adidas.
Yeah, oh man. So that whole experience, you know, I just kept saying, like, man, I gotta stay humble because, man, like, this is crazy. I get all this stuff, man, from just playing basketball. So
How was it for you after that? Moving on that season, y'all make y'all first playoff. Y'all got swept up, but like, how was that experience?
Detroit.
Them Pistons, that's when they was the
Yeah,
real
that's
people.
when they was
That's
the
when they was
boys.
like for real them people though.
So that was really like an eye opener. Like
Playing
this-
against
playing
Rasheed
against
and
Rasheed
Ben.
and all them. Like this is what it takes to be a champion. And I studied Detroit after that. Like, what do I need to do as an individual to be a Rasheed on the court, to be an Antonio McDyess? You know, how can I use my athleticism and my demeanor to be a problem like how they was? Because I'm watching Ben Wallace. He ain't really touching the basketball, but he getting all the rebounds.
Definitely involved in the game.
Yeah.
Now, he was dominating.
Then
the fucking
Rasheed,
game.
he talking shit, but he calm at the same time. And then Antonio, he just going crazy, but he doing all the little shit, getting all the rebounds, doing all that stuff. And it was like they was all cohesive, one unit.
Yeah.
And they flowed with Chauncey and Tayshaun and Rip. And it's like they was a real unit. So I was like, man, this is the blueprint right here. And I felt like in Orlando we had got so close to having that same blueprint and winning.
What do Jameer, Rashard, and Hito mean to you?
Man, I was just so hurt that we left each other, man.
Yeah.
Like coming in with Jameer, I watched him in high school, and we end up being together for the Naismith Awards, and we end up being teammates together.
Yeah.
And he had me speak at his dad's funeral.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like we had got so close together, and it was like, man, I could talk and tell Jameer anything in my life. And then Rashad, he became like my big brother. So you got him, and then you got Shake and Bake, his best friend. And so between Shake and Bake and Sweet Lou, you know, we was always together. Then you add in Hito. You know, Hito was like
What's up, my boy?
the funny one,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't know how funny he was
The
until you
funniest
were in
thing about
practice.
Turk, let me
The
tell you,
dry
this,
comedy,
as funny
man.
As funny as he is, like when we first got drafted, you know, you go to the draft and rookie combine and all that.
Mm-hmm.
We had rookie transition. You got the breakout groups, right? Turk couldn't speak no English, bro.
At the time.
At the time.
No
none.
English, like zero. Like so, it's like we in the breakout group. It's me, Turk, and I can't remember everybody else, but I 100% remember Mateen Cleaves and Scooney Penn. Bro, every single time Turk went to say one word, before he said anything,
They was laughing.
before they could even laugh, before he could even muster up word, he would be like, like, you know how he trying to figure out,
trying to
but he
figure it
would
out.
like audibly say, he was like, as soon as he would start and he was struggling to figure, Scooney Penn and Mateen Cleaves followed down. Like ridiculously, bro. I will literally never in my life forget that. And it was like, you know, like, Turk was like, all right, you know, like, because he goofy as hell. He funny.
Yeah.
Like, he was laughing and he was cool with it. And when he got it, he was cool. But, like, I will never, ever forget that because Mateen and Scooney, they was fools.
Killing him.
And you know Turk intimately. You
Yeah.
know he's sick with it. So, like,
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
cool, but he
Yeah.
was like, okay, I see
Y'all want
motherfuckers.
to play? Y'all want to play? All right.
But, like, it was crazy because it was like, me in the moment, I'm feeling like, God damn, they killing him and he can't get it
Yeah, he
out. Like,
can't
it's
do
like,
nothing.
yeah. I'm like, yo,
That's
it was
he, though.
crazy. But Turk to this day, hey, my boy, like, you know.
Turk
I've
do not
heard
want to play
Stan
at
talk
12.
about it on national TV. If Turk play early game, you can't
over
stick him
with.
to the second half, bitch. Like, look, it's too early, my boy.
What made you get in the dunk contest? Because, you know, in dunk contests, they say
Besides
the
stupid
taller
bounce.
you are,
Mm-hmm.
the more less likely for you to win.
I hated people saying that we couldn't jump and couldn't dunk.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, I got to really go into my bag to show people, like, we could do this.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be in the dunk contest. And after my mom told me, don't do it, I was like, man, I can't not do dunk contests, man. Like, I'm always doing them at home, always at the gym doing them. And the year I did the Superman dunk and all those dunks, I practiced them for like 2 years.
Yeah.
and got them down packed. And I said, okay, it's time for the dunk contest. Yeah.
How was that for you though? To like, this your second All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when you actually won, like, what did that feel like? Like, not. Well, both. Actually, in the moment when you get up there and you hold the trophy, because that's something we all dream about. But for you, too, because you're in a different generation, when you get out of the dunk contest and you see social media, and you see the response, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you a big fella. Like, you had a shine and a likability to you that not many big fellas enjoy. A popular, like I tell people all the time, like, I was there. I watched this motherfucker outvote LeBron, Kobe, and et cetera in the All-Star game, beat everybody. You got Milk. I done seen you had a fucking music album where you recorded songs, like, and this bitch had a #1 album, bro. He's singing kids' songs, bro. Like, what does that feel like to have that level of, like, popularity amongst the kids,
Talk about
like,
that.
amongst the world? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's some out of
you
this
going
world type
platinum
shit.
in
This
an
man went
album?
platinum. He got, like time out, like, real talk, like.
Nah, fuck platinum and kid. You
He got a platinum
like
album.
Drake.
Like, he got a platinum album. He just
like
point
Drake
blank
and Weezy.
period.
The
Man had a he for real can say that, like, he could, like, bullshit if you want. I got a platinum album. Whatever it is, he sold that shit out. Like, I'll never forget when you show. Remember when I asked you to show me the album? You show it's like the Dwight got kids. I say, man, get the fuck out of here. They play it in the arena every game.
They did.
Every game.
They did.
You hear me?
They did.
Every game.
How you go platinum and
Fucking
how you got a platinum
spins,
album?
you hear me?
It was, man, it was just a real humbling experience. And
How many
And
basketball
he was
players got
singing,
platinum?
Like, it
really-
was
huh?
him.
How many basketball players went platinum?
I don't give a damn. He was
Nobody,
singing.
right?
He was for real singing, and it
I
was him.
was. And it really was just,
It
all right,
wasn't,
so
it wasn't no auto-tune. It was him.
in the dunk contest, I put my favorite scripture's always been, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And that's always been my motto. Whatever I do in life, you can do all things. You just put your mind to it and you really believe. Yeah. And when they asked me about doing the album, you know, I was like, you know what?
I could do all.
Man, I can do everything if I really put my mind to it. So,
They couldn't have sold me. They couldn't have sold me that D Miles. You
And
put
I'm
an
sa-
album
like,
out,
but
boy,
why
you'll
not?
go platinum.
but why not just be like, you know what? Why not? You only get one. My thing is
You
you
brave
only
to
die.
me,
You
man.
only die once, and you
right.
live every day. So if you gonna live, man, just live.
So I can go and purchase on iTunes you singing.
Right
Yes.
now.
Right now.
Right now. Bitch, I got the album somewhere. I got a physical album somewhere.
I need
in
to
the
contribute
crib
to that.
somewhere.
I will contribute to
I
the-
can't
the-
call it off
You
the
get
I
royalty
got,
still?
Bro, what is like you like dunking over? I got a
like,
physical
it's like-
album somewhere at the
Contribute to your
crib
royalties,
right
man.
now
I gotta
today.
Make sure you still live. Hey, go stream that
Man,
Dwight
listen.
Howard.
Listen.
I'm telling you, it's already platinum. We
I got-
trying to go 10, 20 times platinum.
I'm gonna make that thing an NFT, bitch. I got the physical album somewhere at the crib. No lie, I'm telling you, bro. I couldn't believe that, bro.
man.
Like, tell me this: that same year, All NBA first team. That means you basically
That boy.
top 5 in the NBA, best center, whatever your position is, you the best. Like, how did that register? How did you understand? Did all of that hit you at that
It
time,
did.
or you was too young to really know what
I
was
was
going
really
on?
too young to really understand.
That was probably like the
Did you
biggest thing.
From coming out of high school, do you still feel it still felt local instead of international?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah,
'cause
like I
life's
really didn't
You didn't
understand everything that was
thing.
going
He wasn't,
on.
He
Like,
wasn't registering right.
there's times where, like, even at my house, like,
And it was all defensive second team
Yeah.
that year. You was all NBA first team, all
and
defensive second team.
And I walk around and I look at our pictures, you know what I'm saying, of the teams, and I'm like, man, like, this was so long ago, like, it doesn't even register, like, all the things I had to go back and say, this is amazing, like, this is some crazy stuff.
Straight up.
So,
When,
yeah.
when did you know in the league that you know you was dominating? And like you, like, cause like I say, like I feel like that LeBron series was a come out party, but real hoopers know what you was bringing to the table. Like the casual fan don't know the real hoop shit. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say you felt dominant
like-
when you got that you was the youngest dude to be the defensive player of the year that year? That same
like,
year, like that
you
was
feel
the,
like dominant in this league. Like, man, these folks can't fuck with me like that.
Yeah, everything seemed like it started to slow down.
Yeah.
And I was able to, like, understand, like, I could use my power here and then my speed in certain aspects. Yeah. And then on defense, it's like nobody is going to score on me if they come to the basket. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way I looked at it on defense. Like I will always tell my teammates in Q, I tell him, don't foul. Lead your man to the basket. Just put your hands up.
Yeah,
if I'm in the paint, I'm going to come get it.
I used to cuss guards out for that shit. Why you fouling him?
I have a story.
You didn't see me coming?
I have a story about
beat that shit up.
I have a story about that, and it's twofold. With you saying that because, number two, our first 2 years, you weren't there yet. You wasn't, telling people don't do that shit.
I was.
No, you wasn't.
I wasn't telling people, but I was like looking.
You wasn't telling people. You wasn't there yet. You wasn't there.
Though.
You ain't had your windshield while you wasn't there yet.
I was blocking shit.
You wasn't saying that shit.
I wasn't saying it, but I was
You was
blocking.
quiet as a church mouse. Chill out. You had the little D-Miles voice. Hey, baby. You talk like that. Now, to his credit, when I got to him, I had to change my game. Cause I was used to guarding them people and like this way. This is another part where you can loop him into the loop. I guarded all the. Did I guard all the hardest players? Dwight.
He did.
I guarded all the hardest players. And
he did.
Time out.
He
Let
did.
the man talk.
When we played LeBron, especially.
Every
time we played LeBron,
Carmelo,
he was
D-Wade, any of them.
I got that shadow.
No,
he was.
And he had to
was
tell
really
me
our best. He was our best defender on these big guards.
Dwight, that don't. No,
he was.
I know you know, dude.
He was. Dude. They wasn't getting no rebounds on him.
You played with dude, but that don't mean that boy don't guard nobody.
He was guarding
ever in his life.
Did you heard what he just said?
He was guarding. I promise you.
Did you heard what he just said?
I promise you.
I'm trying to conduct.
This should put an end to his bullshit joke that he always trying to talk about out here.
You got a defensive player of the year.
Defensive player of the year telling you that I was on all of the perimeters. That I was that dude. I was the dude.
Everybody I know scored on cue when they seen them.
I didn't say nobody didn't score on me.
When we
That's
played
the
LeBron,
part you misinterpreting.
Now LeBron get buckets. He was really he
ain't stopped LeBron.
He was sitting down.
Hold on, cut that shit out now. He didn't stop no LeBron.
You a hater.
You gotta watch.
He had help because you was behind him, but he didn't
stop no LeBron. But he didn't even have to get there.
Before he started to hate, like I said, when I came to the team, I was used to fending for myself. If somebody get me, I'm about to fuck him up, and he know I done did it. And I'm fucking him up. I see the solar eclipse come over top. He's like, no, don't do that. He yelling at me after I done did it. Like, bro, the whole team stand yelling at me. God damn it, don't. Jamil like, he gonna get it. He gonna get it. Let him get it.
He gonna be there.
Yeah. By the time we got, I don't know how long it took, but I figured it out. I started, okay, I'm gonna funnel your ass down here, and then I'm gonna reap these benefits to him. Poof!
Yeah.
he just watch the cloud go by.
What? Like, look, it was a solar eclipse, bitch. Like, you can see something coming. Like, oh my God. This one coming over the top, 2 hands, 1 hand, double blocking. I'm like, okay, I'm cool now. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a learning curve for me because you was there early. You didn't have that. So I hadn't had that yet. I was like, wait a minute. Okay, we for real got to reject the protector down here. I was on record for saying, look, I could be as aggressive if I fucking want to. This makes my job a lot easier. Because now if I get beat, it's like, it's a safety net back there, a safety net. I ain't got to worry about, like, if I do too much and get blown by it, ain't nobody dunking that hole. Like, it's getting altered at the very least. If it ain't getting swatted, it's getting changed. I was cool with that. I could go bump his man, get a rebound or something, but like I know I got some coverage if I get beat.
Mm-hmm. You know when I knew it was seriously a problem? The lob you called against San Antonio. For game. Like I'm like first of all, San Antonio don't get disrespected like that. San Antonio, you looking at them and they playing Orlando Magic, you like, yeah, that's an easy win from them.
Tim Duncan.
So I actually watched that game and I'm peeping that game and I'm like, he caught a lob on San Antonio for game.
None of that's supposed to
The league is in the problem because he really unstoppable. He really he really's a problem down there and they got to attend for it. And then when they surround you by shooters, Did y'all feel like y'all can win that championship against Kobe? No?
Yeah, we did. Because during the season, we actually were beating them.
Yeah. What you think that went wrong? Like how you see the Golden State Warriors right now. You see the Golden State Warriors.
Kobe was doing some crazy shit.
No, we know that, but like the Golden State Warriors, I feel like some of the stuff that they had problems in, but it was just the inexperience.
That is true. We was not experienced.
And stopped doing what they was doing the whole playoffs.
That's true. That was a part of it. And then the fact that you got Kobe, you got Lamar Odom, you got Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Derek Fisher, Trevor knocking down all the threes he was not missing. It was just like it was their time. Like our time had expired. Like we got to a certain point where, it was like and then they wasn't missing no shots. And then it was one shot. Kobe got the ball. I jumped up. He went up, went between my arms, came back, went to the other side, and laid it up all in midair. And I'm like, you know what? It's just their time.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't nothing I could do. Like, we done did everything we could, but it was just their time.
Just to see that, though. Like, you young. Your first finals experience, to see how, the conference finals is big. You be looking at the conference finals like, this shit crazy. You just finished playing LeBron. This shit is a big deal.
Yeah.
It can't get no bigger than this conference finals against LeBron. Then you get to the finals, it's like,
that
oh,
man.
Shit. They got this much money?
For the Muppets.
like they got this much money? Everything shut down like this?
Oh, my God. It was crazy.
Like, how is the difference between that? Because I was just wondering that, like, man, you see the conference finals, especially for you. Like I say, they got commercials with them as puppets. Like, they the two biggest things in the league. And you play a conference finals against LeBron and how Orlando and Cleveland transformed for this, like it's the finals, and then you realize there's more money out there. Like, no, the finals is a whole different.
It's a whole different beast. yeah.
Like, how was that to see that?
Just seeing who we was playing against across the court, like knowing like
the organization
it's like, okay, this is it. This is the top of the top. Like, we made it.
Yeah.
And I just think that they just knew how to really win, and we just didn't have that. We wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we would have just had more time together, we probably we could have had a dynasty, down here in Orlando.
How was it for you, like, after losing that, right? Like you said, y'all young.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel like, oh no, we coming back? We coming right back?
Yeah, I did. I felt that way, and I was so pissed, like, when we lost, me and Jameer sat and watched them celebrate.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, we never gonna feel this pain again.
Yeah.
Like, let's take a couple weeks off and get in the gym and get right back to making sure we get here, because I don't want to feel this no more. This hurt too bad. Look at our fans, like, look at our families, everybody hurt. Like, we can't experience this no more.
How was it that following year for you to, like, that's your second straight NBA Defensive Player of the Year? You was basically the first player. Yeah, you was definitely All NBA, third All Star, but the Defensive Player of the Year, and then he was the first player in the league to lead the league in blocks and rebounds in the same season twice, and he had did it 2 years in a row. So like, you doing unmentionables, you know what I'm saying, back-to-back seasons. Like, so like when you get to that point, it's like, you know what I'm saying, like this one is really bubbling. It's like, what, you know what I'm saying, like, greatness is being talked about because you're doing things that nobody has never done. Like, what does that feel like after getting the second straight Defensive Player of the Year and the accolades that you notched? Like, what is your thinking then? Like, where you at?
My mindset was, it don't mean nothing unless I win a championship. And at the time, that's how I took it. Like, man, I did all this stuff as an individual, but is it going to lead to the trophy? And
was that from hearing other players?
Yeah,
or other
it was.
Players? Like that's how your mindset should be.
Yeah, I was thinking like, this how I got to take it. Like, I didn't win a championship, or if I don't win a championship, it was a bust season.
Yeah,
right.
So like, instead of really enjoying the accomplishment and how, the things that come with it, I was just one-track minded into thinking,
when you win that bitch, so all that shit don't matter.
Instead of saying, you know what, this is a big accomplishment, man. Like, this something that ain't really been done. So I had to really learn that over time is like celebrate every win, every loss, because it's a learning lesson.
Yeah.
And without those, with those, you gaining more experience on how to handle the next situation.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of how I took winning that.
I've been watching this league for a long time, and there's some superstars that you want to get traded, and there's some superstars that you want to stay. I feel like Orlando was like the perfect situation for you, like all the way around, from the city, your personality, like the jerseys, like everything about Orlando was like for you. And sometimes like when you be in a city and you done play so many years, you kind of get impatient without the winning, and it makes you, with the chatter, it makes you like, man, let me get up out here. Why did you leave Orlando? Because I feel like Orlando is you is Orlando. I know you done been to a bunch of different teams and you done won a championship with another team, but like I feel like Orlando is you. And you is Orlando. And I feel like LeBron, I used to say, I always tell my homeboys about LeBron, like winning a championship in Cleveland means more than any other championship that he's ever win. And I feel like the same with you, even though Orlando is not your hometown. But how much y'all meshed together. It was like y'all was the perfect couple, that winning a championship in Orlando will be the biggest thing you did over anything else.
I agree. I agree.
Why leave Orlando?
It was, when Q was here was when I, was thinking about leaving and stuff like that, and I was talking to him, and I would always just be like, man, I don't think they want to win here.
Yeah.
And it was more so at the time, like it had nothing to do with fans or the city or just the people here, because he'll tell you, we love this place. Like, we was always together. Yeah. And, I think they kind of tried to put the team against me to where it was, he don't like his teammates. He want to get rid of them. And so at the time, I was like, man, I feel like it's too much here. I need
too
a reset.
Much yeah.
It was just so much going on. And I just felt like, man, I gotta start fresh, man. Like I've been here for this amount of time.
Yeah.
I was developing, habits that I really didn't like, and then I felt like
the communication was bad.
Yeah, and then it was.
That's the big thing.
I felt like everything was just being given to me, and I was like, man, I don't have to
work for nothing.
I just felt like it was out of place, and all that was twisted and turned to where it was like he don't like his teammates. He's a bad teammate. He don't want to be in the city. He wants bigger and better things.
Let me ask you this: when I got to the league, I got to the Clippers, and it's Q, Keon, Corey, Lamar. This is unreal. Like, I got my brothers with me. Like, any mistakes I make, they'll pick it up. They'll take it from me because I'm the youngest. Like, no, I ain't gonna let my little brother do this and all that stuff. When I got traded to Cleveland, I realized what the fucking NBA was. I realized that it was a business. I realized like I didn't really know Ricky Davis and the rest of the guys just doing this. It was like a whole new culture for me that's going. Yeah. When you finally left there, did you realize like, oh shit, like I never knew this side of the NBA because I've always been with this team and it's been like this, but now I see this, like, cause like when you leave an organization that kind of believes in you or fully forced for you, then you get to organizations that question because you haven't been there that long. Yeah. And it was just like, that's how I felt like when I went to Cleveland. It was just like, damn, I ain't the loving little brother, the young and D Miles that I was when I got to Cleveland. It was like, yeah, it's a bunch of y'all.
Yeah, that's what I more so missed out of anything it was more so like the relationships.
The
that I
relationship,
built,
yeah.
you know, with my teammates and us always being together and doing things and, you know, just like little stuff like, oh, it's fight night, so let's all get together at Q House or my house and let's eat.
Family environment.
And, you know, we tried to replicate that in other places, but it wasn't
not
really
the
just the
same.
same. You know, so
I tried to do
yeah.
it too. That was crazy. I went
I
to
think
every last one of my
you
teammates'
yearned
house.
You yearned that whole like brotherhood that you had. You know,
Yeah.
so that's what when I first left. You know, it's like, man, like
They ain't like us.
that. It was a little different.
We going to eat together. We going to
Yeah.
movies.
Yeah.
We go out. We all going out. Even the guys that's not even into going out. No,
They
if y'all
going out, too.
we
Yeah,
gonna
we
go
all
out too
going
because
out.
we just gonna be us.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. It was like my brothers with me, and then it went to Cleveland. It was just like, yeah. So, bro, you wanna go and get a drink, or you doing something after this?
Yeah, it's so
Can I come
hard.
over for dinner? I ain't have to ask you to come over for dinner. I just show up in this crib and just bust up in the motherfucker.
And then you
know
cool.
what I'm saying?
It was it's like being in Orlando that was the part that I really love. You know what I'm saying? Like being here, it's like, oh, that's Dwight. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to eat over, you know, at Zaxby's or something, and I'm chilling with everybody at Zaxby's, or we going to Fun Spot, and you know all that stuff.
Fun Spot,
So
real.
like, those were the things that I was like, dang, like.
Yeah,
those
pulling
were
up to the
days,
spot
you
like,
know what I'm
hey, I
saying?
just seen you leave. Where you going?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just left with the kids. I mean, the kids pulling up. Nah.
So that was
know?
like that was the biggest thing, you know, and it kind of hurt that when I left, it seemed like all of us hated each other.
Yeah.
Or like I had did so many evil things, or I felt this way about them, and I'm like, damn, like this fucked up.
The people on the outside looking in don't never know the real true reality of a story, but we can only live one.
Yeah.
We can only live with our decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like at the time, that was getting pushed, not only from like teammates or anything else. Only people that probably was against it was the teammates, but everybody else in the world, like, hey, you go to this Laker organization, this is the best thing for you. Same thing with KD, which I feel like, no against anything, but the best option on the table for KD was to go to State Warriors, to me.
Hey,
but
this is one of the funniest things ever. I know you remember this. Remember the day when everything happened with Stan?
Yeah.
Like, people don't believe me when I tell this story, right?
When Stan said I wanted
when you like, remember you was walking into the thing, like, remember, like, this is
the interview.
This is legit. I've said this to you how it happened. So like, what happened? We get through practicing, and everybody, all the interviews set up on the practice court. I like rooms over here behind the training room. We come through the training room, people get iced up, do this. You got your food, about to go down. It was like game day. It's in between. You know what I'm saying? You just getting through. So it's me and Jameer. We kind of like probably like 5 feet ahead of you, right?
Yeah.
Dwight come running behind us. Hey, like, you know what I'm saying? He like, man, he see them over. He like, I'm about to go jump in the interview. I'm like, look, first thing I say, I ain't got shit to do with that. Y'all tripping right now.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like, you know what I'm saying? It was like in true Dwight form, he never took this shit like that. We was always laughing and joking about whatever, even when it was like whatever it was out there. We laughing, we cool. It was never between us. Like he said, he tried to make it seem like we hated. Like we never did. We always had an understanding of whatever was going on, all the way up until the end. Like we always was in communication. But like, so he come, it's me and Jameer walking. Jameer got his food, I got my food. He come up, I'm about to do this. Jameer like, I say, hell no, I'm walking ahead. I keep walking. So he veered straight off from us. He was right here with us. He veered straight off to the huddle. I didn't know what happened. Because like you say, 10 more feet, I'm out the door to the garage, both of us to the car. I didn't make it to the car. I mean, I didn't make it home. I'm in the car driving. I didn't make it home. I'm driving for about 5-10 minutes. My phone started going off. I man, what the hell y'all got going on down there? I said, what you talking about? Then I get home.
All over the
Sports
news.
Center, all over everything. Like, we all was like, what the fuck just happened? It was like, Stanley said this, he just said that. They both were looking crazy. We like, oh, shit. Like, it's really... And it was like all over. We get back. We had to come back to the game. They waiting on us. Everybody and like, look, you know how it is when they open, when your PR dudes say, all right, locker room's open. They said locker room's open. Everybody do like this. Everybody
Trying to
went
get
the
out.
room, bro. Everybody got up at once. They said locker room. You know how they used to be sometimes, like especially for me with the Knicks. Sometimes they say that shit. Everybody get up and disperse. They said locker room's open. Everybody got up and got the hell up out of there. Like, y'all ain't about to ask me about this shit. I don't know what happened.
Man, that joint was
What
crazy.
do you remember from that?
That was like the craziest day of my life. I never forget we played the Knicks that day. I had one of the worst games of my life. I go home and Dwight's the coach killer. He wants to fire his coach. I call Otis Smith like, bruh, man, you got to do something, man. This ain't right, bro. I call Stan. I'm like, Stan, bro, you got to apologize, man. Like, you got everybody out here thinking I'm a coach killer, man. You know I ain't trying to get you fired, bro. And it was already too late. They done already ran with the whole story. And it was just like, man, damn, like this is some crazy ass shit. But it was nothing. At that point, it was nothing none of us could do because
bro, I was too late. Looking at that
it was
shit
too
like,
late when they go with the narrative.
Amazing. Like, bro, when I say I didn't get home, arena to my crib ain't but 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I didn't get home, bro. People started calling me, texting me like, what the fuck, y'all? I'm like, what happened? Then I get home and I see it. It's like literally, it's a live interview. You see Dwight come in, Stan, what's up to Dwight? I mean, to Stan, but you don't know. Like Stan did one of those, got up out of there, and he, like, cause it was literally moments after he had just said what was going. Like, yeah, he trying to get me fired. It's cool, whatever. And he come in laughing like, hey.
Yeah, I come in there, I grab Stan. I'm like, Stan, we cool, ain't we? Yeah, Dwight. He slid off. He done slid off on me, and I'm stuck there, and they asking me, so Stan just said you wanted him fired. And I'm like, oh, Stan,
bro,
why would you do that?
Movie. It was like,
it was
drop the mic. I was like, bro, what just happened? I'm talking all us, so we get back, we talking about it. It was like, yeah, this is ugly.
And I didn't know how to handle that, man, because I never experienced a crisis like that where it's worldwide.
I was about to say, we get
once you with your team that you with and the team believe in you and they every year they with you, you forget about what's going on with the rest of the league. Yeah, you see guys come and go on the team, guys trying out for the team. But like I say, them first 2 years, it spoiled me.
Yeah.
Until I got to Cleveland, like, oh shit, this is how the league is? Like, this is what my agent was trying to tell me about? Let me ask you this, like, you had the experience with Shaq. I seen an interview with Shaq that he left Orlando and went to the Lakers. And the Lakers is a whole nother different organization with them. Like, that Orlando shit, no, the expectation of this organization as a player and that's trying to be a champion is totally different. You did the same thing.
Yes.
And you went there and the expectation. How was it to go to a historic franchise like that, playing with a historic player from that franchise, and trying to build something there the first time around? Eventually you got it the second time around, but the first time around, though, do you feel like you were fully prepared, or you really didn't know what you was getting into?
You can prepare for it. It was like if I didn't hurt my back before entering that season, I felt like we probably would have had a different outcome.
Yeah.
Tell me about that, because I feel like you had the same surgery I had, but I feel like people don't understand with that surgery, like you really don't become yourself until like maybe 8 to 12 months later.
Yeah, it take a while.
Because like I like, and I wasn't obviously at the point when I had that surgery, I wasn't dependent on my athleticism like you were. You were an athletic dynamo, and it was like you said, like looking at you in LA from 1 year in Orlando, it was like, nah, this is a different person. Like like something ain't right. Like he's nowhere. Like I just sit there and witness 2 to 3 years of fucking utter dominance and explosiveness, and his explosiveness ain't there. And I knew that because of the surgery. Because I knew how long it took me, and like, you know, I wasn't on TV talking or anything then, but I knew I could see. I'm like, yo, he not right. But like, so what would you say? Like, would you say the same thing? And like, you didn't understand that either. Like, damn, like I'm not like, because you feel better. Like you feel like you've checked all the boxes, but I'm still not what I'm used to being.
Yeah, and it take a while to get that back, because I lost my whole left leg, like my nerves. I couldn't do a calf raise, so I was not even supposed to be playing basketball no more. And I just had to work my way from that. So from going from having the worst pain of your life, I don't think people understand the pain of that back. And like to the point where I ain't want to live sometimes. And I'm like, man, this gotta get off my back, yo. Like it make you want to fight people. It make you angry for no reason.
You stay with a frowned up face, and you ain't as tall as you usually are because you kind of like, I'm telling you, like, you know, I told you, like, I used to have to lay on my back to put my pants on, to pull them up, to tie my shoe. I tie my shoes
in the air
above my head, like
in the air. I couldn't even tie my shoes. I couldn't even reach down to tie. Somebody had to tie my shoes before the game. When I had my second back surgery, you know, so that pain is like something that people can't fathom. And then to go play in LA, and then I tore my labrum the same year. Most people have surgeries on their labrum when they tear it, and so I played through that, and it's like, man, no, I gotta win because I'm here with the Lakers. We gotta win.
This is the standard. Yeah.
And so looking back on it, I'm like, man, if I would have just really took care of my body
and took time out.
For
that, you being hurt and you being with that organization, you playing with Kobe Bryant, you playing with Steve Nash. Did that put pressure on you, whether you was 100% or not, that I'm gonna get my ass out here for them?
I just wanted to play and prove everybody like the person that they tried to say I was in Orlando. That's not me.
Like wrong. And
you know
like even with that pressure,
yeah.
like it was like, cause like if you would have waited, cause like, you know, they tell us, like, you know, I watched Michael Jordan flu game. I feel like I can play with any injury in the world.
Yeah.
Coming up watching Michael Jordan flu game. So when you playing in a game, you always feel like you can play, even though that, like, man, you being hurt or you being sick or you being anything might damper or taint the team because you're not at 100%. So now we at our weakest because we can put somebody in there at least 75% of you.
Yeah, you know, looking back on it, you know, I wish I would have did, you know.
Just sit out. And, you know, your family members tell you, like, man, go on sit out. And you like, nah, man, Kobe out there, Nash out there, we the Lakers. We supposed to win.
I ain't never been hurt.
Yeah, and I never really been hurt like that, too.
That's
so,
like
I'm
they
like,
put
man,
pressure
I got to
on
go
you
hoop.
to be like, man, nah, fuck that. Like, even though I can't be at my full ability because, you know, the fans, what they do. They don't know. The casual fan, like I tell people, the casual fan will beat up a player, and you never know what that player is going through. It might be a death in the family. It might be an injury. It might be anything.
Especially
you never know.
When you look at this generation and how much they are taught
They're talked about or reported
like,
about.
Like, look, nah, he had this and we're going to keep him out. This is the plan. Like, I know you got to look at that like, damn, they had that back then. Like, shit, I wouldn't even have. They would have protected me from myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but it was no protection because they telling us back then, like,
push through.
You got to push through your pain, you know. And me just getting back from this Army show that I did, the thing that they taught us there was it's more honorable to turn yourself in and say, hey, I can't go no longer, than try to push yourself and be a weakness to the team.
Yeah. I was just talking about Robert Williams. Like,
yes.
like they said he had to get his knee drained every 2 days. And I was like, I remember them days where I had to get my knee drained and get them steroids in my knee that, you know, they sticking the needle up under your kneecap and they drain and that fluid out your knee every other game.
Isaiah posted about that.
And
like, I heard that.
That's what he just had to go through to even be able to play every game because he supposed to have days off. Yeah. That's why he couldn't play in the conference finals. That's why he couldn't play because they was playing a game, a day off, then a game. Like luckily it was the finals because they get 2 games off before, like between every game. Man. It's like people don't know the sacrifices that you give to play this game, and they think, man, we came out this mug like we went through a war. Yeah, body beat up.
Body is beat up. But see, you know, the thing that, you know, I have learned over time is that You know, we used to have a coach named Johnny Davis. He used to say, listen to your body. Always listen to your body and take care of your wheels. And, you know, it's very important. You know, I think a lot of the younger players, I know for us, we didn't really understand how to do that. And it's just the little things. And it take time to really learn unless you have a vet. So I think that that's something that's important now that they need to start doing, is bring back more veteran players, not only to help teams win, but also help the younger players preserve their bodies. You know what I'm saying, for the long haul, because when I'm playing with the Magic, you know, I was playing down there 48 minutes, and I could have gave 15, 20 of those minutes to our backup center, Marcin, which is going to in turn make him better. It's going to make the team better. And you know what I'm saying? But me not understanding that aspect and me thinking I got to push through it, it's really just hurt my body even more.
Let me ask you this. How did you, being a man, being an all-star, all defensive player, being this MVP type player, to go through the couple of teams that you went to and be on a championship team, to be a key part of that championship team, how did that open your mental? Like to like sacrifice yourself of having this ego of like I'm the baddest motherfucker in the world, to I'm a part of a piece that's creating a bigger piece.
I think that's something that I wish I could have had just learned earlier. You know what I'm saying? To say, you know, maybe I could. It's really less is more. Less is more. You know what I'm saying? But we taught the other way. Hey, you got to go get this. So in order to get this, you got to be selfish and do this, that, and the third. Yeah, but you got to have a balance. You got to be able to know when to be this selfish player and when to just be exactly what the team asks you to be. You know, so me going into the situation with the Lakers, they said, hey, this is what we need from you. In my mind, I'm like, bro, I can still post up.
Yeah, I can still get a
I
bucket
can still
or two.
get buckets.
Yeah.
Like, why y'all just want me to just run and rebound? Okay, I got to do this because this is what's going to give our team the best chance to win. And it's really like,
when you get the success of it, how you feel?
It's better than saying, shoot, I lost and I tried to do it my way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Really, you got to put your pride, you know, in your back pocket, you know what I'm saying, and put all that ego away.
Yeah. What was it that made you, like, because I can remember looking back, like, you know what I'm saying, you had a few different years, and then when you got with that Lakers team and y'all went into the bubble, it was like, me playing with you, I saw the difference. I saw like a flip, like a switch flip. Like, I don't care about nothing. All I know is that when I get out there, I'm about to play my ass off. Yeah. Whatever come from it, come from it. Like, I saw you coming out there being like just a ball of energy. Like, I was like, I ain't never seen this version of, you know what I'm saying, Dwight. Yeah. It was for real, like, you was like the 6-man hustle man. They send you in there to change tempo, to fuck shit up, and like to really change the game. And I was like, he completely is bought in, because like when he come in, he is like, it's not about nothing else but just bringing in energy. And that energy could be, I might tip dunk, I might get a bucket, I might run and beat somebody's shit up, I might get a rebound, I might dive on the floor, I might set a good screen, I might do just, it didn't matter. It wasn't like what I was used to. Like, all right, I'm used to him being the focal point trying to get up. It was like for real, like, all right, this is about nothing else but my team. I saw you cheering for teammates on the bench, in the game, whatever. Like, what flipped in you that made you like, okay, this is what I need to do and this is how I need to operate?
Just really just playing back every season that I had before and all my experiences. Like, what did I learn from this? How did this action that I did, how did that affect my teammates? What can I do better? So it was like a big self-assessment. It's like, okay, this way it was only getting you to this level. So you got to cut that shit out, because you're not going to get to where you really want to go to, which is that championship. So if you want to go there, something got to die. You know what I'm saying? And that was the thing right there. I had to die to myself. And that's the biggest part when you playing and you've been the man, you've been the one where everybody coming to see you play. They got your jersey, you know, all that stuff. And to die to that, it's like, man, damn, I gotta.
He counting you out.
Yeah, I'm the janitor. That's how you think it.
Yeah.
Like,
I felt like that
up.
year you were like what Zoe was to that 06 championship team. Like how
Miami, yeah.
Zoe wasn't. He
With
was
Shaq
no longer.
starting and all
This
that
what I'm saying.
stuff,
He was
yeah.
no longer Zoe, the all star and this, that, and third. But like he was as important to that team winning as anybody.
And I
you
feel
could
that
name.
way
And,
about
like
you.
when he came
Yeah.
in playing
Hell yeah.
balls out hard,
Hell
like
yeah.
died, like he was as important, and everybody on that team will acknowledge it. And I felt like that was like that's what you were to that team. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you saying had the same Hall of Fame type career, all of these things you accomplished, but like now in a lesser role, like I still found my way to be as impactful as anybody. Like I was as important to this win, to this title win, as anybody else.
That's true.
How is it that, you know, all the stuff you accomplished, from your rookie, all the defensive player of the years, the all NBAs, to be called a champion? Like, yeah, you can talk all this shit about me, but make sure you address me as a fucking champion. And like you well deserve of that, man, of everything that you done been through. Like, how does it feel to for us to just call you a champion from the rest of your life?
Man, it's like the manifestation of always believing like I'm a champ. I'm gonna do everything in a championship manner and attitude. And it wasn't until I really decided to be a champ in everyday life. Is, you know, how a man does one thing is how he does all things.
Yeah.
So if I'm a champion with my children, if I'm a champion with, you know, how I treat my business, I'm a champion, all those things going to add up, and I'm going to get what I'm supposed to get from being a champion. So just hearing that is just like knowing, like, man, like in all areas you thrive to be the best that you can be, and this is what it gets you, is the champion.
To see LeBron James, what he's accomplished in this league, to see how he carried himself on and off the court, to get the opportunity to actually play with him and see him up close. Like, you know, go out to the dinners, have a glass of wine, and see him actually work up close to see where he at. And not only that, to see he about to accomplish something so big and to being the all-time leading scorer. Like, how proud of him or you, and what did you see of him that you didn't know before you played against him? Because, you know, you played and you eliminated him when he supposed to went to the finals that everybody wanted him to.
Both of us is silly as crap.
Yeah.
We like to have, you know, tell jokes. So I was like, man, when I saw him, I was like, bruh, this crazy. We both want to listen to music, have a good time. But when we get on the court, it's time to go to work. And, you know, one thing that I respect about him is just how he conduct himself as a businessman. You know, everything he's doing is strategic, you know, so even how he plays the game, he's always watching the stat sheet. And it's not like he's looking to say, well, shit, I got to
like
get
he padding
30
stats.
points, I'm padding stats. He's looking at to figure out with his with numbers, how can he be more effective? How can this player be more effective? I got to get this guy shots here. I got to do this for this guy. You know, so he's really just keeping account of what's going on. So it's like, okay, this is how he do his business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He do it the same way. This is how he is at home. This is how he is with social media. This everything he's doing, and he's strategically doing it. He's playing chess. You know what I'm saying? So that was like something that, you know, I got just from just watching him with how he move. It's really like a chess, like a chessboard. You know, everything he's doing is positioning himself and the people around him to make sure that everyone is successful in whatever field it may be. You know, so I really picked that up.
Being around him, can you see like why he's the first athlete to be a billionaire and still play into the league? Huh?
Second.
How is he second?
Because Michael was first.
No, he's the first athlete to be a billionaire and still playing.
While he's playing.
While he's
say
playing.
that.
That's what I just said.
You didn't say why he was playing.
You
said
know
the first
that.
athlete.
Okay, Michael Jordan fan.
You know
I'm
that.
just saying.
Man, Q
I just
Rich
wanted
is
to be
going.
clear.
Okay, Jilla fan.
Anybody over
We
Michael
know Mike the
Jordan.
man. I'm just
let's
trying
be
to.
correct if we gonna say stuff. That's all I'm saying. You know, go ahead.
Yeah, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like to see, like to been around him and see how he empowered his friends to become millionaires and how he carried his bit. Huh?
Boss shit.
Hey, stop interrupting me, dog. how he did his business and to become the first billionaire athlete to be playing. Like you can see why he's that.
But just like I was saying, everything he does is strategic. Every move he make, and then some of the outlandish stuff he does on the court, that's crazy. Like him passing Kobe a couple years ago for the scoring.
Yeah.
You know, I was there when he did it. You know, so I remember after the game, you know, just sitting in the locker room, just watching. You know, I'm just saying, and I was like, man, let me just tell that man, you know, I'm proud of him.
Yeah.
You know, just
for the
I'm
game,
happy for him.
Me loving this stuff.
Just the fact that, you know, because this is my 18th year, so he in year 19. So the fact that we've been doing it
straight out high school boys too. You know, they going 2018. Straight out high school boys. My bad.
Don't touch my body though.
My bad. Straight out high school boy. I just meant to let you know.
Just the fact that he done played for the amount of years he's been playing, it shows the discipline and the sacrifice it takes.
Yeah.
It's a very long time to be playing this game, and for him to keep doing it at the level that he's doing it, you know, what they say in the military, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah.
You know, figured out how to go through the whole progress.
He figured out the algorithms and all that's good.
So,
let me ask you this though: like LeBron is one of the most fit NBA players ever in history. You're a superhero yourself. So, like, how was it? Was you intrigued to be like, man, I need to see what he does off in this weight room?
No, I was doing it already.
And train. I know that. That was like you were like you was. That's why I say, look, you a superhero yourself. So when you see a fellow superhero, you want to see how we become superheroes. So I know you was intrigued to be like. Yeah, I just want to work. I know I get down.
Already. He said, I already know.
Yeah, that's what I said. I already know you a superhero. I know you get down, but I know you was intrigued to see, like, man, how do you get down? Let me see how you get down in working out off the court to get your physique, to get your power, to get your speed and your strength. I know you was intrigued with that because, like, a lot of guys don't let them see like that. I heard the myths about you. Like when I walk in the weight room and they was like, and I walked in Orlando weight room, they was like, yeah, that's the white. I'm like, I'm not trying to touch none of that heavy shit. Like that shit too heavy. That ain't even in my category. But like, how was it for you to just, you know, you intrigued?
Just his consistency with the guy that he uses, Mike.
Guy from Cleveland.
The guy from Cleveland. Yeah, he's still with him.
Still with him to this day.
Just him being consistent, that's the thing that sets him apart, you know. He's not lifting crazy amounts of weights no more because he doesn't have to. But what he does do is he's consistent. Every morning he's up. He's getting his massage. He's getting stretched. He's getting his treatment. He's getting his weight room where he's lifting, you know, certain weights for certain days. And by doing that, he's strengthening those smaller muscles because that's the biggest thing what people don't understand. Strong. The big muscles
around
is
the
what
big
people see. The small muscles is what you need because that's for endurance. And that's why he's been able to endure for so long because he has trained up those small muscles to where now they're just as, if not even stronger than those big muscles that you see. So for him to be able to jump the way he's jumping, for him to be able to move and have that fast twitch, that's because he's steady training those little muscles.
Yeah. I remember, like I used to tell folks, I was like, man, when I played against Shaq, like when you run into Shaq, it hurt. He's so big and so strong. So I haven't felt that in nobody. And I was telling Keon, and Keon used to always tell me about you. And I'm like, no, I'm finna get in his ass. I'm finna go into him. And I remember one play, I got it. I swung through and I bumped into him. They called foul on you, but I felt it more than you probably did. And I told Keon after the game, I said, yeah, he for real. He not moving at all.
This is what I want to know. Like, I feel like I've been privy to one or two, but I want to know, like, my favorite question is, like, when you, because you got a couple big bags. A few big bags. Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
You got shoe money. You got league money. You got a lot of money.
You got platinum album money.
You had max contracts. That's bags. So what I like to know, I know you took care of mom, you took care of dad, you bought them, and you know I know some of this shit. I want to know, what did Dwight? I don't hear about no snakes and nothing. Like, what did Dwight Howard do that you could look back on like, damn, yeah, I acted a fool right there. That was, but I enjoyed it. Like,
Probably just the cars.
Yeah, I seen that
he
all.
had
I
a
seen that
massive
all
car
white
collection.
Camaro. You just donated to the folks.
I had some crazy cars.
Yeah.
So I would say the cars is just one thing.
Them toys.
What's the craziest purchase on the car you think you done made? Where you
The car I still got now. I still
got.
got it though. It's a Brabus 6x6. Brabus G6x6
Oh, that's the big Benz truck.
with all the wheels. Yeah.
Okay,
So
he
that
got
was,
that's the for real life Tonka toy.
It was 1.2.
How was it to
That's
get
it.
this? How was it to get this mega mansion in Georgia?
I
used to hear. I hear about your house, and I hear about how when your team come in, they practice at your house. Like, it's only a few players that's fortunate for this shit,
You got
this
a
type of
farm,
shit.
ain't it?
I do have
Thank
a farm,
you.
yeah.
This type of shit to happen.
ain't got a farm.
And no, it got to be a compound, because like it's only a few players that has shit like this, like Vince Carter or Tracy McGrady, or certain people have
What
these.
kind of animals you got? Not animals, animals.
These big ass.
What kind of fruits is you producing?
I don't even want to. I call them the dome. Let's just call them the bubble that they have.
Now you
Like-
know it's bigger than like in Atlanta though. Like Atlanta and Florida, you gonna get that stupid.
You gonna get
Atlanta,
that-
Florida, Texas. you get
Yeah,
that
I done
lame.
heard about it. I ain't been there yet. I like to get invited, but
Yes.
But
Y'all come
lane,
out.
like,
out
how
there.
was it for you to like just purchase something that in the state and the home that you done grew up in, that like a generation of your family, you the first millionaire of your
Long
family,
way from where you grew
like
up from.
to
Right.
be able to purchase something like this and show your kids, like, this ain't the house we grew up in. The house we grew up in was kind of small and we had to duck through the doors.
It's
But now
really-
you got room.
It's really more like, it's really a blessing and it's humbling. Every time I drive through my gates at my house, I just think about, where I started and, how much I've been blessed to be able to play the game of basketball, be able to make long-lasting relationship with people from around the world, but also be able to have things that will be around for generations. And once I figured out, like, it's more so about that than all the cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it just made my life more peaceful, So even though people say, this house is crazy big and, I have, my farm is 800 acres,
What
so
you growing on there? What you growing on there?
I have,
Boy, Rose got buffaloes on there.
I do have Texas Longhorns. I got some cattle. I got
You got
donkeys.
text. Oh man, he done brought the mule and everything.
Hey,
on
time
there.
out.
He
While
done
you
brought the
talking
big
about
old
animals
bull.
and stuff, like, I want to hear about your snake collection. How
What?
many? Like, this man got, like, when I was there, I think he had a
You got
lizard.
snakes in
He
your
had
house?
I think he had like
I
a
do.
lizard or something. But like now you got a snake.
Yeah,
How many snakes you
that
got?
cancel my visit.
Well, I
man.
did have 40, but I got
What?
rid of
That
it.
man just
40
said he had 40 snakes. What
In
the
your
fuck
house?
is going on at your what?
Why in your house?
I did.
bruh.
But I don't have that many no more.
How many snakes you got now?
Probably about 15.
So he
That's
went
too
from
much.
40 to 15, and he acting like that's reasonable.
That is. The snakes are
Have
real
they ever
calm.
got loose?
Yeah, they have.
Nah, see, hell no.
I spent the night over my cousin crib. I'm telling the
Nope.
story. I spent the night over my cousin crib. He had a snake.
All bad.
And he had a water bed. And I always used to spend the night over his house because,
That's
then
an old fucked up combination. That's like,
no,
you
the
got a
water
snake
bed
in the
used to
water
always be
bed?
dope. So, like, he had to move the cage to, like, on top of the water bed. So one day I'm just in there watching TV, laying on the water bed, and I look up, and the snake is on top of the cage. I never slept in that motherfucker again.
First of all,
I never watched
waterbed-
TV in the room again. I'm like, oh no, you leaving the cage open.
Let
and
me
shit?
just say, you a special type of individual to even think that a waterbed was flat. You was just sitting there like this the whole
yeah, I
time.
was
You
waiting.
just sitting there.
Hey, you know I'm old school. I'm old school, bro. I'm old school. Back in the day, if you had a waterbed, you was the flyest dude on the block. Now,
Man, don't let me
Waterbed,
find out
bro.
that you Leon Phelps on the
Hey.
undercover. You got you the ladies man. Ooh,
waterbed,
ladies.
man.
I had the biggest snake that I own is probably about 20 feet right now.
That's wrong.
21 feet.
They can wrap people up and eat them.
Yeah, but they don't. That's a myth. That's not true.
That's
Snakes
not
do
a
eat
myth.
people.
I've seen movies.
Snakes eat
Anacondas kill
That's
people.
movies. I
They
do
choke
have an
'em out.
anaconda.
They
Why?
choke them out.
They don't do that. That's just a
Anacondas
myth.
don't eat people.
No.
That's a lie.
Snakes don't
I'm
choke
telling
people.
I watch videos every day of
That
anaconda
is just
eating
lying.
people.
I promise you. Promise y'all. These snakes are.
I ain't going.
I've had a lot of animals.
I ain't
I've
going
had
to America.
snakes. I've had monkeys.
What the hell you had? Okay, hold up. Mike Miller had a monkey. Let me hear this. Did your monkeys be stealing apples and shit? What the hell your monkey
He
was
had to
doing?
wear a diaper.
Yes.
Michael Jackson, Mike Miller, Dwight Howard. Like, come on.
What was your
dawg.
monkey name?
I had one named Ugly.
You had multiple, and
You call your mom
called his
monkey
monkey ugly?
ugly?
Yeah. She was so ugly that she was
You-
cute.
and it was a girl.
That's how the monkey was. Her name was Ugly. She was the most precious animal I
That was
had.
your girl.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes,
Oh,
I had
mercy.
Thanos.
You had Thanos.
Yeah, he was
He was
a
beast.
soldier. Yeah, soldier had little Dwight.
Little Dwight? You junior though?
I cannot listen to this.
How many monkeys you had?
Exactly.
Like
You
you
got
got
like 4 monkeys, bro.
Hey.
Man.
I had 4 monkeys, and the last one name was Stewie.
Like what? Where did they go? Like they got too big?
Somebody had reported me for having monkeys, so I
Oh,
had
so
to.
they had to keep on taking away from you.
I had
Like
to.
the Jumanji movie,
Yeah.
the first one.
Oh, you like Mike Tyson back in the 90s, man. Tigers.
I
and
do. I love
lions and
animals.
shit.
That's why I got my farm, and I love growing, fruits and
Yeah,
vegetables
enjoy-
and stuff like
yeah.
that. So
Hold on. Start, bench, cut. You got to start one. You got to bench one. You got to cut one.
okay,
Shaquille O'Neal.
okay,
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
okay.
Olajuwon. Who do you start? Who do you bench? Who do you cut? them some dope centers right there. You like that, don't you?
That's
A trade.
tough.
I'm sorry. We can't cut these because they too Hall of Fame. But to trade, start, bench, trade.
I gotta start Shaq.
Oh, you gonna start the
dominant.
diesel for
The
it?
diesel
Okay.
fluid.
The Dream or Kareem? What you doing?
Kareem Cole. I think he the GOAT for big man, but I gotta trade him.
Oh, you gotta trade
Dang.
Kareem.
I gotta
That's
keep
what I'm
Dream.
I gotta keep Dream.
Ooh, that's a good one. One more. Like you in the era where it was kind of iffy Washington. You had to go at power forwards too. Duncan, KG, Rasheed, or Weber. You got to trade 2, start bench 1.
All right, I'm starting KG,
You starting KG.
trading Tim Duncan,
You gonna trade Tim Duncan? Okay. So
And-
Weber and
and wherever I'm trading both of them.
you trade Weber and Tim Duncan, and you keeping Sheed.
Yes.
So she coming off the bench and KG
Yeah.
starting.
Yes, I got 2 tough power forwards,
I feel you.
and
That's a tough
KG
decision.
KG 1-on-1. They not stopping him, but Rasheed 1-on-1. He locking down and he's shooting the tray ball.
Okay.
So I'm going with Rasheed.
You done played on a lot of teams. You done played with a lot of teammates. If you had to pick 4 other teammates to build you a super team, out of all the teammates you done had, who would be your 4 other players?
FYI, you done been on a lot
done
of
been- you got
people's
some
teams.
shit
I
You
know.
done been on
You got
a
some
lot of
shit
people that
going
mention your
on.
name as one of the people.
Like
so
if you
just
been,
saying.
I'm just looking at. Yeah, you got some shit. Let's hear it
Let
from
them
you.
go, let them go. You know, just FYI, you've been on a few people other teams. It was the
So
whole time.
U.S. center.
Then the 4 others.
Who was the
Kobe.
4? Who?
Kobe.
Kobe at the 2.
Olympic team or regular team?
No,
Regular team.
NBA teams. All your teammates from NBA teams.
That's not fair.
Yes, it is. We just because like we asked all the guys, and when you look at all their teammates and when they put it all together for their super team, it'd be like, man, if that was a team, that'd have been crazy.
So Kobe
at 2,
LeBron
at 3, AD at the 4.
It's crazy already.
I gotta put AD at the 4.
AD at who?
It's
Kobe,
crazy
LeBron,
already.
AD, you. Who at the point?
This one of the best ones we had so far already. Easy.
Who's gonna be my point guard?
You don't even gotta be a point guard, a traditional point guard, just another player. Who at the point?
Oh, that'll be too much.
What, Harden?
Harden?
Yeah.
Ooh, James Harden
that might
at the
be
point.
one of the best five
Kobe
we
at the
had,
2,
though.
LeBron, AD.
That might be one of the best 5 we had. We got to run that and see, Corey. We got to do a little
tapes to see who
bracket
better than
system
that.
against that. We
I
got
got my
to see.
3-point shooter.
Yeah,
I
you
got my
everything.
closer. I got my passer with
Yeah.
Bron.
And you got the 2 dope big men.
Let me ask you this, right? Because you had 3 straight defensive players of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I was there. I would argue it should have been 4.
Yes.
That's my point.
Definitely.
Just, our team, I know we felt and we thought, but whatever. We know how the politics and different things go. This year they had the top 75.
Yeah.
Me and him have talked about this many a times on many different
And we
fronts.
definitely felt you
I
supposed to
said
be
from
on
the
that.
beginning, I called straight bullshit. You should have been top 75.
That's no disrespect to the player.
Yeah, I don't even get into the who should have came. I don't get into that. I just know that goddamn, it shouldn't have been no top 75 without you being in. I throw Kyrie out there too, but like we talking about you,
Klay
but like,
Thompson,
yeah, Clay, but like you should have been in there. Like, what are your feelings on that? Like, I feel like everybody say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. All of your numbers, all your accolades stack up, and you should have one more defensive player of the year to boot. What are your feelings on that whole situation?
It was upsetting, And I went through a range of emotions, like upset, and I felt like, dang, was everything I did in the league, like, was it worth it? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, how am I off this list? So I'm feeling like, dang, my career wasn't as good as I thought it would be. I'm mad, like, how could this happen? So I went through all those emotions, and there's really nothing I could do about it now, but, I was highly upset, but I didn't know how to take
definitely
it.
felt that you should have been on there.
I do.
You felt that you put
I
in the
do.
work.
I feel like I put in the
we
work.
Definitely felt
I
you
feel
should
like I
have, too.
did so much in this league as an individual, and then as a teammate, as a player, on teams and in the community and stuff like that. It just felt like I should have been on there.
Only thing I can say, I know it's no real consolation, but like all of the players that I talk to and we talk about that, we all know. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have the votes for that, and we know how politics and favoritism and all those different things play into that. But like, if nothing else, you can rest on like the people you played against, the people that played this game and watched you play and know what you did. We know what the fuck it is. Top 75, easy. It should have been like, you know what I'm saying, like that. Like, it was a dominance that you put on and you just played for a period of time.
And it just went
no matter what they say on the list, no matter what happened, like anybody that watching, they can't take that away. Yeah. That's the part that I like
At the
about it. Like,
highest
even
level?
when they come out with all these awards and all this, like, it's gonna be that portion of the people like us that really played, that really experienced it. Like, I don't give a fuck what you feel or what you think about this. Like, that does not change the facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all know whatever. Like, somebody didn't vote for whatever they feel like this. They don't like, but that don't change the facts of what actually happened. Like, every Orlando Magic fan, every Orlando Magic opponent, they know. This motherfucker was one of them, and he should be involved in that group of people because goddamn, like, we couldn't do shit with him.
What you think about guys like Rudy Gobert? Like I seen Rudy and he one of these defensive players of years like you, and then when you actually be in the arena and see how much ground and what he do defensively, how important that he brings that you might not see on the stat sheet.
Yeah.
Like you see them guys, and you was the same type of guy. To see a guy like Rudy Wilbert that's putting the work in and don't get the appreciation that he deserves. What you think about guys like that that's coming up in this generation?
You got to cut the noise out for him, because obviously people are going to say people are going to criticize his game, and this is where he got to come back stronger and better and work on his weaknesses. For me, I knew that in order for me to be a great defender, I had to learn how to guard guards out in their territory.
Screen and roll.
So I think that's something that he would definitely have to get better at, is being able to contain guards, because right now they want to try to put him on the island. But I feel as though for him having that size and him not playing basketball his whole life like we all played and stuff like that, he's getting better at it, and he's getting hungrier, with the game. He's already been working with one of the best trainers now. He's trying to figure out how to be a better defender. And, it takes time in this league for big men to really develop with how the game is now, to where it's more outside in instead of inside out. So guys are developing slower who actually play the big man position, unless you have the hybrids like Joker, Embiid, the guys who get the ball a lot and get a lot of minutes.
A little more shit to him.
Well, he just said, I want to give him his flowers on this. I've said this to you before. But you could go, I would challenge anybody out there to go find tape, go do anything, research, whatever. I watched him pop out on these guards, from Chris Paul to Steve Nash, Darren Williams. Like, I've told you this before. To a man, the boy done jumped out on whoever, and he done got a poke that thing. He done got, like, you know what I'm saying? When, like, you're not used to the center of Dwight Howard, Rudy Gobert type, jumping out on the, like, showing on a pick and roll or showing on a whatever type of defensive set, and, like, he literally, he get you and he make you start over. Like, even if he might steal it, he might turn culture, but he definitely gonna fuck up the play. He'll poke that thing out and make it go back there. You gotta run, chase down. When I first started playing, I was like, yo, like, he really jumping out on, like, and getting one. Like, he catch, ha, he jump out there real quick.
Silly.
I say, bro, he just gotta, like, he getting that poke, though, like, that is, like, you go look it up. Like, to get those type of dudes, they don't get got. Yeah. And he got everybody at some point. I used to say that all the time. Like, that was one of the most impressive things, like, outside of shutting down the whole lane and doing all that. Like, I used to be impressed that he popping out on them ones, from Chris Paul to whoever's supposed, like, I use him as a stand. He was like, pop out on them and get one. Start over, motherfucker. Like, go ahead back there. Like, oh, shit, give your guard more than enough time to get back and get set and all that.
When you was younger, people used to criticize you because you always smile. It seemed like you was always happy, and it feel like you was always playing. And I used to always tell guys, I was like, yeah, but that shit don't feel like it after you. It don't feel like it's no game after you played it, because he's so strong and powerful. Like, what do you say to people that says that? Because like I say, the guys, like, we know how dominant and how strong and powerful you was when we played. Just because you out there smiling and shit don't mean that you weren't fucking us up. But like, just to say guys like that, it's supposed to be a game that you have fun, you feel free. Like, to say that, like, just because your mindset is a smile, like, man, it's like you just having fun at work.
That's true. Well, I had to. It's such a balance that you gotta have. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could get where they're coming from, where it could look like it's nonchalant, or it look like I'm not as fazed by what's going on. But more so, I thought that was supposed to be like a game face. It's a poker face. If I'm smiling, you don't know whether I'm ready to strike or, I'm just chilling. So I always thought that was the way it's supposed to be. But, there were times where I was doing the most on the court and stuff like that, and it can be taken the wrong way. And that's just growing pains. That's just learning, because when I came in the league out of high school, we had so much fun and we wasn't losing games.
Yeah,
that we having fun doing exactly what they said.
Get to a team that's losing all the time.
Like, why are you smiling so much and having a good time? And I'm like, well, this is just who I am.
Yeah.
So I just really had to learn how to have many faces, learn when to smile and have a good time. Because also I got younger players watching me as well, so they might not understand, like, hey, this is how he is, or this is what he's doing. Or even some older guys who haven't been on my team, they not understanding, like, this is just who he is, but that don't mean he ain't finna go out there and
put it in the
and
work.
then try to dunk on your ass. He just want to smile. So
like the NBA, like you play in Orlando, and Orlando is like, this is Disney World. You know, the mouse run everything, and like your personality. Like, did when you got to Orlando and you seen how Orlando was and how like just like kiddie and just free and just how just undiverse it was, like it's all kind of nationalities out here and all this stuff. Did that make you bring out your personality a little bit more?
I just wanted to be myself at all times. And I remember being in one of the All-Star games, and Shaq was like, man, let people see who you are.
Who you are.
And Grant Hill would tell me, man, you always having jokes and being funny and stuff.
Be that.
Be that all the time. And so I was like, man, y'all right. And then just being here, the more I did it, the more it seemed like the fans loved it. And I was like, okay, I can be myself. And then it's just like a big love affair. Like, it's just, I love the fans. We love each other.
Start, bench, cut. You have to start one, you have to bench one, you have to cut one.
I thought trade.
No, listen.
Oh.
Orlando Magic jersey, pinstripes. The Laker jersey, the black ones, the Mamba mentality. The Houston Rockets jersey, the old school Jones.
Okay.
So which one do you start? Which one do you cut? And which one do you trade?
I'm trading.
I'm
cutting the Houston.
Okay, you cutting the Houston. So which one?
Starting Magic.
That pinstripe giant. That pinstripe giant hard.
I'm starting
that
Magic.
Laker Mamba coming off.
Yeah.
Okay. You had some hard jerseys.
Yeah, I'm starting the Laker. The Magic with that joint.
Yeah.
That black pinstripe.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everybody love that. And them shorts.
To this
I'm
day.
still trying to get some shorts.
Hell yeah.
This just made me think about it out of the blue. You would think that my man is like vegan or got some type of nutritionist on hand. It's a shit like when you looked at his body, like how he was acting. I can vividly, just in this moment, I vividly remember we were in New Orleans. This was the first time I ever experienced seeing him eat like this. This was after shoot around. The homie's about to go to McDonald's. Bro, this McDonald's. The man had like 2 to 3 Big Macs, nuggets, fries, Filet-O-Fish, like fucking milkshake, everything under the sun. And I got McDonald's that day. But guess what? We balled out, kicked ass. Now, we gotta do this shit for
every
game until it don't happen. I swear to, I can't remember. I can't tell you.
15 games.
Me, him, C-Do, all us, McDonald's, bitch.
Whatever we want.
Every city we
and
get McDonald's.
He like, yeah, this it. Bitch. Like, this what it is. I'm like, dog, like how you eat like this every time? Like, this it right here. I'm talking about for real. Big Macs, quarter pound. I'm like, this bitch got like 6 meals, bro. No bullshit. We ate that for like the next, I don't know how many roads, because we beat the shit out of it, because we was all like, we about to play like, we was audibly talking about it like, I can't believe we doing it. We about to play like shit. Then as soon as we bust ass a kid, he ain't wait till the game. Like, hey. Y'all already know we gotta do it again.
Yeah. Every city
McDonald's.
Every city McDonald's before the game, after the game.
All right, y'all, that's been a wrap, man. We appreciate the big fella pulling up, chopping it up with us. We live on location, Orlando, Florida, everybody. We got the big fella, Dwight Howard, D12 in the building.
You know it.
You